Okay. I just want to do this really quick. I have this in every one of the videos that I talk about this guy in. I remove everything else out of it. It has the National Hotline for Missing and Exploited Children, Instagram, his first channel, his second channel, the original video, which is now gone, and his link tree. So this is this guy's main channel right here. If you go to his link tree, he has the main channel there, his off channel link to it. He has this link to it. The reason I say all this is because very clearly this guy has an insane amount of confidence in being a disgusting person. I'm just going to keep smiling at my haters all day. The more you hate me, the greater I become. Not really. That's you. You're just a disgusting human being. Most of you weak ass punks haven't gone through any real shit in your life. Well, the girls that you took advantage of certainly have. Soon this economy is going to handle your dumbasses. Just shut the fuck up. It's just like bullshit. I don't care about his like political message because he's a dumb person. He's incredibly stupid. Anyway, that's Glendon Cameron. The links will be in the bio. Anyway, that's him in having a conversation with this guy and this guy. I don't know the specifics. I watched like maybe 30 seconds of it. Somebody sent it to me on Twitter, like earlier today, and I was like, yeah, maybe I'll watch this tomorrow, either on my stream with my fiance. We have a podcast. Maybe we'll do it there, or maybe that's too triggering for it. Maybe I'll do it before or after. I honestly just couldn't sleep, so I decided to just come on. It's like 2 in the morning. I just can't sleep. Let me give you a recap in case you didn't watch the video, because the first one was like an hour long, okay? In his original video, this is what he talks about. It starts with him talking about how he physically engaged with a 17-year-old through Craigslist. As he goes on, he tells us that he's talked to girls younger than the age of consent. 15, I think even 14, but I know 15. He talks about how he would never sleep with them, but they sent him pictures and he continued to talk to them, which is illegal. And I need you guys to understand something. There are people in the comments defending him saying, well, technically, it's not illegal to sleep with a 16-year-old in Georgia. Shut up, stop talking, and listen, because what I just described is already illegal. Okay? Continuing, he went into explicit detail about how he met a mom that was like 45 years old. He went to her house. He slept with her in front of her 2 kids, 16 and 17, and then engaged with the kids as well. Okay? And he also made a very clear point to say that the youngest one, the 16-year-old, didn't like it. It hurt her a lot. So you want to know what it is when someone doesn't like the sex and it hurts them a lot and they don't want it? It's called a rape. Okay? That's what this person is. He's a predator. He's a disgusting human being. Fuck your legalities, because he described a graphic sexual assault. You're a moron for defending him, because what happened is you listened to my video the full way through, and then you had selective hearing and said, well, technically, just shut the fuck up and listen, okay? That's what this person is. That's what this person does. And he went into even further detail, talking about how he would make sure to find girls that came from broken homes so that their parents wouldn't call the cops on him. He specifically made that point multiple times about how he would vet these girls. He would, because if they had strong family ties, he would be in jail because the parents would call the cops. How old was he? He was like 30 at minimum. 30 minimum. Okay? This guy looks like he's fucking 50 years old now. This guy's disgusting, okay? He is admitted to multiple illegal things. Call the FBI. He has all of his information on his Instagram. I shit you not. Okay? This guy's disgusting. There's nothing to defend morally here. This guy's a disgusting predator. It's just disgusting. So anyway, this is some kind of a debate or something between these two, with this guy in the middle talking. And from what I've seen, this guy is also a fucking moron. Let's just get into this. I'm going to put it on an increased speed. It should be a 25% increase. Let's get going.
I want us to talk to see kind of where, kind of what happened, and kind of where we are, and to clear up a lot of misunderstandings. I know I saw a lot of people talking about, oh, you know, Glendon's having sex with 15-year-olds, right? And to be fair, that is not what you said, Glendon, in the videos.
You're right. He had sex with 16, 17-year-olds, and he got nude images from 15-year-olds. You're right. It's so much better that he didn't rape 15-year-olds or 16-year-olds. It's totally fine.
Right. I thank you for saying that, because I've been seeing that quite a bit. I've been seeing that extrapolation. And also, I want to say, you know, I love your content, and I thank you for.
If I was ever gonna have a predator on like this, I tell him just shut the fuck up, and like you're gonna like you don't act respectful to people like this.
Sending me this invite, because I've been seeing all kinds of crazy stuff, and I want to go ahead and clarify why there are so many people rocking with me, because people are mad at the folks who are supporting me.
Because you're a dumb, worthless predator. That's why people are angry at you. There's nothing complicated about it. I don't know if he's going to go off onto a spiel about how he's successful and people hate him for it. It's because he's a disgusting human being that doesn't belong in our society.
In this, I don't know when you joined YouTube, but years ago, I had 3 male channels called Disruptive Male, where I was talking about male content and these type of explicit stuff. And a lot of people loved them. And then, you know, I got a little carried away and I was like, you know what? I'm not actually giving the guys the stuff that they need. So I deleted the channels. So there are people who are very familiar with me in the manosphere. And this is why Alan Roger Curry, this is why Edward Anderson, this is why people are rocking with me, because I put this content out for years and this never was part of it. This was a part of a strategy, which many people will disagree with me. I think is working very fine to launch the new male channel, The Lost Kings, because I want to separate myself from other male content creators.
Wait, is he saying that he was just trolling us the whole time? That's his argument? That it was just a big joke? First of all, not funny. Second of all, I just don't believe it. That's not what it was. It's not a joke. This is disgusting.
And
right,
you
so
know,
let me, not to interrupt you, but so you're saying that this
also, like, this guy has a booger in his nose. I just feel like you should have picked that out before you started defending a pedophile.
video that you put out
Predator.
first when you were in your car, that was part of a strategy to launch your channel?
yes, it's a month old.
Okay.
And
Why would that even be your strategy? Like let's say that's true, which is not. I very highly doubt it. Let's say that is true. That's just his strategy, right? What kind of a strategy is it to pretend that you're a fucking child predator? Like, when then you assault children? How is that a strategy? Like, that's the strategy you want to go with? Like, if I was going to play a big goof on you guys, I'd pretend to shave my beard. Not pretend that I'm sexually attracted to underage children.
part of this is like, one of the big things is with YouTube, shock and awe works. And
Dude, this is just going to be like your typical boomer take. Like, I gotta be edgy. This is what it works. Oh my God.
actually, I am really surprised that the blowback wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be worse, to be honest with you, and it really wasn't. And people have been saying all kinds of stuff like my age.
No, this guy looks like he's getting really pissed. So I'm sorry. I like this guy so far, because I don't think I could sit through any of this. This wouldn't be a debate. I would just be like shouting at this guy at this point.
And this stuff happened like 20 years ago. This is what's funny. People act like I was at some high school with lollipops and soda pops seducing young girls.
No, nobody's acting like that. See, if you were like 18 doing this to 16-year-olds, we wouldn't be as upset, right? Because that's a reasonable age, right? You were like 30 something at the time.
And that wasn't the case at all.
This guy's just too dumb to construct an argument again. Like, this guy is really stupid. Like, he doesn't even know how to construct an argument. He doesn't even know how to, like, lie correctly. He's just such a dumb fuck person.
But these things did happen, but the ages, because, like, I don't know if you got that thing I sent you earlier.
These things did happen. Yes, we already knew that. Thank you for just affirming what we already knew.
A chance to look at it, because I don't know if you were in your show. But I used to do something called Craigslist protocols, and I'll explain all that. I used to have a business called the Upscale Garage Sale, and I used to use Craigslist for advertising.
Who cares?
And I noticed I would have NBA players and really hot chicks coming in for my Craigslist ads. And at the time, Craigslist had a section called a dating section.
Who cares?
And I started writing content for these ads. And in the beginning, it was horrible because I wasn't getting any results. But I stuck with it, and I stuck with it, and I stuck with it, and I kind of tapped into something. And
tapped into paying for sex? Oh, whoa, impressive.
Would get responses.
I'll be right back, Lee.
I'm
sorry. All right, keep going. I'll be right back.
I would get responses from.
Dude, I hope this guy looks like he's really pissed. I'm hoping I'm not misreading this guy, but he seems pissed and like not and tired of like the anecdotal bullshit.
High school girls every day. And this is the thing, and this is what's funny. 99.9% of them I ignored because, you know, the average high school girl looks like
dude, what? You ignored 99.9% of them? Why not 100%? Yo, wait, hold on. So I went on this Anton guy's thing. All I can see is a recap that he's got, says protecting the worst among us. Recap from the TLA Glendon County. Okay, this guy, I'm fucking vibing on this guy. I want to tell you something, because I'm a guy. I'm a little bit older. I'm 31. So, like, when this guy was talking about the man over, like, listen, I personally identify as a man. And I don't mean that like I'm a male, like, oh, I'm my pronouns. Like, I identify very strongly with what it means to be a man. To me, what it means to be a man is somebody who's like strong-willed, protects people, will sacrifice, better things for his life at the expense of like maintaining his moral code, doing the right thing the best that you can possibly do. That's how I personally identify. Okay, it doesn't really matter. I don't think everybody should identify that way, but you should identify as a strong person. Whether, that means being a man to me. Maybe to you, that just means being a strong person. It doesn't really matter. But like when I see somebody who would exist in a traditional male atmosphere, I like calling himself, this isn't a man. This is a fucking disgusting predator that belongs in the ground. And so like this guy, like I respect this guy so far. Like I already can tell this is like this guy. I guess this sounds like a really seems like a really great guy. So I don't know. I just fucking, this shit's fucking crazy so far. I'm just irritated.
Like a high school girl. A lot of them are not developed. A lot of them don't look like women. So
none of them are developed. What?
I had no interest in them.
Let me just jump in right quick. What was the text of these ads? What did they say?
I want to pay you for sex. Probably.
This is when, if you know, because you said I'm into some wild shit. And this is the BDSM, and I kind of toyed around with the content marketing. And
what does content marketing mean? You're soliciting people for sex. He's trying to make it sound professional. What are you talking about?
What I found was long form ads worked really, really well. And it was just talking about what I would do, what was on the table, the activities. I'm not going to get explicit on your show, but I spelled out in detail what I would do and what I would not do. And a lot of women started responding, like 10, 15 a day. 7 days a week. And part of that
was okay. So was this these were ads for sexual activity? Is that right? Okay.
Yes.
And was compensation included, or why would women respond to a ad, just a random ad?
Great question. Great question. What I tapped into was the female submission story. There was no competition. There was no compensation. There was no dating. They would strictly just show up in my place and have sex. And this went on for about 10 years. I start tamping it down. Let's say 15 years, but 10 years hard.
Silence your phone, you dumb fuck. I mean, Jesus Christ. This guy just can't get anything right in his entire life.
And then 15 years, I kind of backed away from a lot of that stuff. But that was the gist of it. I mean, it literally changed my life. And I thought the launching of the Lost Kings, because, I started making content about a month ago, and I was like, I have been the target of so many YouTube hate campaigns, and none of them been anything that I've done. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to throw some raw meat out there for the dogs, because I've seen, dude,
this is just like the most classic dumb fuck dipshit predator argument. This guy fucked up. This is what's really fucked up. Is he didn't just say these things. He said them with confidence, and he thought that this was okay. He talked about how R. Kelly wasn't a predator, and then he only got in trouble because he got caught. That's what he was talking about. That's how confident he was. He was, child diddler, yes. That's how confident he was. And he was so confident. He put so much on the line that once he got caught, there's no other argument he can make but of just joshing you. That's all he has. That's all he could possibly say. Because that's it. He was confident. Give me a second. I should just fucking walk away like this guy. I'm just like getting genuinely heated. Actually physically heated from listening to this. I didn't think I was gonna get, I was fucking cold, but I'm actually. Yeah, he just has an appetite, sure.
I've been reading the comments and stuff, and people want me buried under the jail, and people want me.
No, I want you
I think you did a real good job saying that ain't nothing gonna happen to me, because number one, this isn't current activity.
He said that nothing's gonna happen to him. What? Who the fuck is this lead attorney guy to say? Like, dude, oh my god, I wonder what his take is. Like, what is this dumb fuck's take?
And number two, when it was happening, it was never illegal. I never had sex with a 15-year-old girl. I never even had sex.
You solicited nude photos from a 15-year-old, you dumb fucking idiot. This is a 4-hour fucking stream where he defends this guy, I'm assuming.
16-year-old girl. But
I'm not watching that.
part of the thing is, I know y'all may disagree with me, but I feel that the social media experiment worked really well.
This was an
Because
experiment.
I'm getting more and more subscribers. I'm having all kind of content creators making crazy videos. Some people can't even pronounce my name. It's wild. And I feel that
Yeah, I
this
can pronounce your name just fine. Child predator. Like I don't like what's so hard about pronouncing that?
is probably going to die down. Because I was thinking it's going to go on to the end of October, but I don't think it's going to go on that long. I don't really think it's going to go on that long.
What's the
Because-
experiment part?
Yeah, Anton, why don't you give us kind of your initial view on this, your initial take?
I will answer the experiment part was
What's-
the actual video. YouTubers are known for faking stuff and putting out stuff that isn't real. This is
He got like 200 new followers. This guy's acting like, first of all, this is disgusting. 200 other fucking predators. But this guy's acting like this is a really successful social media campaign. I got so many followers. You didn't really get any followers, you dumb fuck. Like, what are you talking about? I mean, it's already disgusting that you got any followers, but I mean, you're acting like this was so. Oh, I was so successful, super successful campaign.
this has been YouTube since YouTube started. So I went ahead and I put up a video that was talking about some very saucy stuff, and it started performing. And then I feel that your video helped propel it. The video isn't going to go viral,
Bro, you know what's pissing me off right now? I know exactly how this guy fucking feels. This guy is a predator who put some fucking predatory bullshit video out there. And then this guy covered it. And he was like, dude, this is bullshit. And this guy's like, yeah, you know, you just helped me. Like, it's not true. This guy actually started like a campaign against this guy. But he wants to be like, yeah, you know, you're helping me. Like, he's trying, like, dude, because that would piss me off, right? Because, like, you're oh, I helped you hurt children. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hurt children, grow your channel. Like, no. You know what I mean? So this guy's probably fucking boiling.
I already can tell that. It's at like 5,400 views. And part of it is to set the brand and to build a community the way that I want to build a community. I don't want weak, let me say it. I want people who will be committed to personal change. And if I can put up a video like that and I can get subscribers, I'm getting the right kind of subscribers. I'm getting the right kind of people that I want.
People who defend disgusting actions like that are not the right kind of people at all.
And about a day after I put it up, I was like, Anton's going to make a live stream of this. And you sure did. I knew that.
So you capping so hard. You capping so hard, bro. You did not play chess and thinking that I was going to make a video of you. All right, Lee. So this is really what's going on.
This guy's too
I'm glad that
dumb
he's right here because you know me. I like to say stuff straight to people's face. The thing that really happened was he was clout chasing. Number one, right? He been clout chasing since the very beginning of me even noticing who he is. He's tagging me in videos.
I tagged you in one video. I tagged you in one video.
He's tagging me in videos. He's reaching out or whatever because I'm hot. I'm hotter than fish grease, and it just is what it is, and everybody know I'm hot, right? So he's tagging me in videos.
I did not reach out.
I didn't interrupt you at one time. I didn't interrupt you one time. I want to reach.
Yeah, this guy didn't say a fucking word, and this guy's like, Anton, please be civil to this child rapist. Please be civil to this guy who predatorises children. Please, like what?
Through the screen and just grab that ugly, stupid big lips that he got. But I ain't interrupted you one time, bro.
You're right that you didn't interrupt him. So he didn't interrupt you, Glendon. So let him talk, and then you can. I'm going to give you a chance to respond, of course, right? But yeah, go ahead, Anton.
So he tagging me in videos. I don't even know who this guy is. Not even a little bit. Right? I don't even know how he know me. I've been on YouTube for over 8 years. Apparently he's been on for even longer. Cool. Whatever. He in his section. I'm in my section. Right? So he tagging me in videos. So as usual, when people tag me in videos, I go and see what it is that they're talking about. I don't disagree with what he's saying from a business perspective. Right? He doing reactions. Cool. I don't care. We all content creators. We all rock out. It is what it is. Right? So then I do some research. And I don't necessarily agree with the way in which he go about living his life, but I didn't see anything crazy. And so my thing was I made a reaction video actually bigging him up saying that, yo, I actually agree with him from a business perspective. And I don't argue with millionaires, right? He's a millionaire.
I'm assuming that this has nothing to do with the Predator video.
I take his word for it, whatever. Yeah. I didn't do extensive research, but clearly he knows business, right? I'm objective in that. I'm able to.
I mean, he's probably traffics children, honestly. Like, I mean, that's probably how he's a millionaire. Fucking Epstein #2 over here.
Rate the person from the content, you know what I'm saying? The sin from the center, whatever, figuratively speaking. So I'm like, okay, cool. He dope. You know what I'm saying? He knows what he's talking about from a business perspective. I actually align with some of the things that he's saying. It is what it is, right? And I said, okay, so I'm gonna reach out to this guy because he had actually did some more reaction, or he mentioned me in some other stuff. He replied to a video where I got my corporate executive position and all that other type of stuff, right? And so I said, okay, well, I'm gonna reach out to him. But something just kept coming up every single time I went to go reach out to him. So, and this is the God's honest truth. So I'm praying, 2 days ago, something like that. I get up, I tell people what my routine is. I get up, I pray, meditate, talk to God, whatever, so on and so forth. And I go to reach out to him, and I look at my inbox, and I see a thing with a message that says Glendon Cameron at the top of it. And so I'm like, this must be a representative of his or whatever, but I was just gonna reach out to him this morning. And so they sent me the video, and so I could go and check out the video, and I see it. And so the thing about it that I'm trying to make sense in my mind is how is it a social media experiment when you in the second video, first of all, it's coming out of your mouth. One of the things that he said in his reaction video is, if I was Anton, or what Anton should have did was reach out to me and say, is it true? It's coming out of your mouth. If it was somebody that was accusing you of it, or it was an allegation, that's one thing. But if you're the one that's saying it and admitting to it and championing it and going to it in great detail, why wouldn't I assume that you're telling the truth? You see what I'm saying? So that's A. B, why would I even want to clout chase like that? Why would I want that type of attention? With great power comes great responsibility. And if we're supposed to use our platform to empower people, because one of the things,
yeah, that's fucking true, bro. Like from my perspective, it's fucked. I don't know, it kind of fucks me up talking about this shit, and like I hate it. Like it's the right thing to do. I want to cover it, but it weighs on you a little bit, and it's hard to express that because I'm not the victim in this situation. All the young girls that he's interacted with, those are the victims. Like those 16, 17-year-old that were groomed by him and his mother, you know.
and one of the reasons why I was reaching out to him to rock with him is because he was actually helping people from a business perspective. And that's why I align with, if I'm reaching out because you actually pouring into people, right? And he's watched my video. He knows that I rock with character, that I don't do business with everybody. I've always said that I only rock with people based off of, I only do business with people based off of having good character along with it. I've literally divested myself from looking at even race as a factor. It's only based off of good character. He says it out of his own mouth. In his follow-up video, he says it's true. He also admits to receiving pictures from a 15-year-old. Yeah, let's go point.
The implication is that it's more than just one. Like he says, he's like, yeah, young girls will reach out to me all the time. I got the idea that it's possible 14-year-olds as well. Maybe I'm just fucking remembering it incorrectly. But he was talking about how he had a bunch of girls who were underage that he would not fuck with because they weren't old enough yet. But he would still get pictures from them, and he wouldn't stop interacting with them, and he would continue to go off with it.
Point by point, because I don't want to overwhelm. You know, but I see what you're saying. And
you don't want to overwhelm a predator. Okay.
To Glendon, to be honest, I had questions about the experiment thing too. It seems to me that people run experiments to find out knowledge, right? That's the purpose of an experiment. You have a question and you're trying to find an answer. And so, you know, you'll run an experiment on gravity, let's say, but once you figure out how gravity works, you kind of move on. None of us need to run experiments on, you know, if you drop a tennis ball, is it going to hit the ground? And so what was weird to me is that you were saying, on the one hand, that you were running experiments to kind of see what would happen. But it seems to me that the knowledge was already there. Now, let's just kind of break it down. You can say, well, I'm running experiments on one or two things.
It's weird because they're dancing around this heavily. Like all three, like I understand why. This guy's dancing around it because he is a disgusting predator. This guy's dancing around it because it's his channel. This guy seems to be dancing around it out of like respect to not for this video to not get demonetized. But like, let's just call a spade a spade. This is a fucking predator. Like I don't give a shit. If like I don't like. Like who care? I don't give a fuck if my video gets demonetized. I just don't care. Like this is just fucking stupid. Like, I don't like selective language for that reason. Like I'm not. This guy's a fucking disgusting. If I was on there, the first thing I'd do is like, you're a rapist, and I would just keep going. So you're a fucking rapist over and over again. So no, I'm not. I say you are. You should be dead. And then that's what I would say. I don't care.
Things, or maybe both. I'm running an experiment on how Anton will react. And I'm running an experiment on what will happen with the algorithm.
All right.
But let me just finish. I want you to I want to hear your response. If you're running an experiment on how Anton will react, to me that doesn't make sense at all, because everyone knows that based on your first video, Anton's going to flip. Right? If you run an experiment on how the lead attorney is going to react, that's a question.
Why are we even giving
into
this?
If you run an experiment on how
not an experiment,
Edward Anderson is going to react, that's a question. But everyone knows from the stance that Anton takes regarding righteousness, regarding religion, regarding premarital sex, right? Regarding even courting, everyone.
Who cares about premarital sex? This is nothing. I understand that's probably his moral value, but like if this dude was just fucking around with girls, I don't think he would have a meltdown over it. I think it's the forced part.
Knows that if anybody's going to flip, it's going to be Anton. Like there was no reason to run an experiment on that, because everyone knows how he was going to react. And you said it multiple times in the second video that you knew how he was going to react. So there's no reason to run. And we all know that Anton is not going to accept anything really in that first video. If anybody is not going to accept it, it's going to be him. So you say, well, okay, I wasn't running the experiment on Anton because I already knew he was going to flip. I'm running an experiment to see what's going to happen on, you know, how the algorithm is going to react, right? But then again, you know, if I run that experiment, I can run it because I had 1,000 subscribers in January, right? So I've got a few more now, but my trajectory on YouTube has not been that long. There are things that I'm still learning about YouTube. Why
was this sounds like a formal business conversation with like, why are we giving so much fucking like emphasis on this experiment? It's not real. Like this should have been like, first thing, the experiment wasn't real. You're a bullshit liar. Shut up. I hate debates like this. I'm not gonna wait my turn. Like this guy's disgusting. What the fuck? Like this guy specifically is disgusting. This guy, I don't know. This guy is just like fucking weird. I don't particularly care for him, but I'm not going to give him too much shit. But just fucking, there's no respect. This guy doesn't deserve respect.
I said 12 years. So there's no one who knows more about how what your video is gonna cause more than you. Like, it's not an experiment if you know what's gonna happen at the end of the experiment. Do you see what I'm saying? So I didn't. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. First of all,
mm-hmm.
Okay, no, I understand. First of all, I did not run an experiment on Anton. That was just like after I dropped the video, I was like, because I was seeing how the moves Anton was making, I was like, he's gonna do a reaction video on that, and there was no experiment with Anton.
Okay,
that was just part of the mix. And actually, Anton's video elevated that video. And also, this whole thing is like YouTube is really, really crazy. You can put out a video and you can have an assumption how it's going to perform, but until you put that video out, you don't know how it's going to perform. And like I said, I've had people do 4-hour live streams about me, talking about me, and I was like, I'm going to try something a little risque. I'm going to put it out there, and I'm going to see. And the first few days,
bro.
Really
so this guy,
nothing.
what I find so interesting with this whole specific comment about 4-hour live streams is that this guy did a 4-hour live stream about him. And so the reason that I find that really important, let me see, it's right here. It's just a 4-hour live stream about Glendon Cameron. Okay. So
try something a little red. People do 4-hour live streams about me, talking about me, and I was like, I'm going to try something a little risque. I'm going to put it out there.
Okay, so the risque thing was him admitting to be a predator in a video. This video about Glendon Cameron comes, I believe, after that video, right? So the reason that's important is because this is the only guy that's made a 4-hour live stream about Glendon Cameron. So the reason we need to understand that is because he's saying that the reason he wanted to make a risque choice is because people make 4-hour live streams about him. But this guy made a 4-hour live stream about the risque video that he put out there, meaning that his excuse that he was doing it because of 4-hour live streams is literal bullshit. It doesn't even make sense. It's just like, not that I needed to point that out, but I just wanted you guys to understand how he's lying. No, there's not a single other person in the entire world who's done a 4-hour live stream on this predatory fuck until Chris Hansen hopefully gets to him. That's it. There's no other person in the entire world. I want you to understand, okay? Not a single one. So this is another hole in his already fucking disgusting, porous story.
And I'm going to see. And the first few days, it really was nothing. I said, okay, this is going to die. And then it started. Anton did his video, and then a whole bunch of other people did their videos. And the video is not going to go viral. It's not going to happen. And so I would consider it a static experiment. It's not like super successful because honestly, I thought there was going to be more blowback. I thought there was going to be more anger. I thought there was going to be more people with pitchforks coming after me. And actually, I feel that this is pretty much going to die out by next Friday because that's the way it's trending. So that was one experiment, because one of the things I wanted to do with this new male content is just separate myself from everyone else, because there's a lot of male content channels out there. And
what does that mean?
I learned my lesson.
Just not to interrupt you, but just to be clear, you're saying that
you want to separate yourself as what? Who are you trying to appeal to? R. Kelly apologists? What?
You didn't know what would happen if you released a video as sensational as the video that you released. You've been on YouTube 12 years, but you're saying you didn't know what would happen. You didn't know if you would get more views?
Yeah, because like I said, I put out videos that shocked me that did 100,000 views. And once again, like I said, my hopes was it would be more inflammatory, and it wasn't. So that's what I mean, because I was hoping that, I knew it would be, once again, I'm not surprised by the blowback. I'm not surprised by the responses, but I felt that there would be even bigger blowback. I felt there would be even a larger response, and that didn't happen. So that's why I said I ran it.
I mean, like, you've been reported to the FBI at least 1,000 times. So there's your response.
Yes, I had a feeling that this would get people upset. People would be mad, and people, it's polarizing. It's a very polarizing video. But I did not know.
This guy is just like talking, like, shut the fuck up. Why are we giving him so much time to talk? I want to hear what this guy has to say. This guy's a worthless scumbag.
To what extent it would go. And once again, it's not performing like I thought it would. And this is.
But why would you even want to do a video with me if you know who I am? If you know what I stand on, and you know what my morals and my character is, and you know how I move, why would you even be looking to do content with me in the first place?
Okay, first of all, I tagged you in one video. I did not reach out to you ever. I've not reached out to you ever. And also, that's a really good question, because...
Well, it's probably because he's not a 15-year-old girl. Why would he reach out to him?
You have a brand, and your brand is the antithesis of my brand. So there was not going to be any collaboration. I didn't reach out to you. I wasn't planning on reaching out to you.
So you've been capping in all of these videos up to this point. You literally kept saying, well, you know what? I got to reach out to Anton. I think we're going to do something together. Because you said that in multiple videos after you tagged me in the video.
I tagged you once, and yes, I did say that. And then later on, I changed my mind, and I stopped doing that.
Oh, my God, bro.
Right,
seriously, Glendon? Hold on, Lee. Seriously, Glendon? I mean, are we going to be real? You know what I'm saying? Are we gonna be 100?
No,
you're not
no.
gonna say you was looking for clout, because in that video that you tagged me, you didn't just tag me. You tagged the lead attorney. You tagged a whole bunch of people. You was clout chasing. You was looking for more visibility from people that was hot at the time, and you was reaching.
Once again, I did.
Bro,
tag
you know what? He put this video out that was real. This is probably what happened. He put that video out. It's real. That's what he did. Guarantee it. But he didn't think that what he did was that bad, and that's why it's worse. Because he thought it was okay to exchange images with 15-year-olds and to allow a 45-year-old mom to groom his 17-year-old kids into sleeping with him. One of which he even went into detail about how she was like, it hurt and she didn't like it for the first 10 times, he said. But then she started to like it after a lot. He also went into graphic detail about the 17-year-old, what her body looked like and how sexy she was from his perspective. And he also talked about how he would make sure that he vetted the girls he talked to make sure that they had bad family lives. He thought people would be impressed. He thought people were going to be like, yes, oh my God. That's all I have to do is be a child predator? Holy shit. All I got to do is prey on parentless children? Is that it? Oh, wow. The secret to success. Maybe all that Illuminati fucking child Hollywood bullshit's true. Who fucking knows? Because apparently the secret to success is fucking taking advantage of children.
I did tag the lead attorney. I tagged a few other people. And I was like, this ain't really working. And I stopped doing it. Have I tagged you in the video recently? No, I haven't.
Now let me ask
You just did a whole reaction video on me.
Because you did a video about me.
Not on this one. When I got the corporate executive position, you did a whole reaction video on me. The whole video was about me. What are you talking about?
That is true.
I did that video. And once again, my feelings changed.
Seriously.
That's what most people want. Did he say that? Oh, he did say that. He said that people that are mad at him were just jealous because they want to be in his position. That is what he said. He says, like, yeah, he did.
Seriously, do you see why I say I have to pick and choose who I do business with, bro? Because it ain't even just about whether or not we ain't even got to the thick of this, right? Because it was some bad stuff in that video. We ain't even got to the thick of it on the real. But do you see why I say I have to vet people? Because he not even being honest in his clout chasing. Like, he not being honest in him reaching out. He not being honest in everything that he's doing. It's all cloaked in some kind of deviant behavior or some kind of underhanded move that he's trying to move. And I don't rock with these type of people, bro. I preach it on a regular basis that you gotta be careful who you do business with, because everybody that get money, his ability to get money, his talent don't necessarily align with good character, bro.
Right.
It's so unfortunate that I'm just trying to be as respectful as possible.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate both of y'all being so patient. I really do. Let me ask you this, Glendon, because this kind of comes up too, and Anton is hinting at it as well. This whole, we'll call it an experiment in making a very polarizing video. You have, to me, you have great, excellent content when it comes to business, and I can hear it. Now, you say stuff that,
dude. Listen, I'm tired of the jerking him off for this content. Okay, this is because what they're doing right now, and this is what we call like a compliment sandwich, where you tell somebody something nice, and then you say something mean, and then you give them another nice one. Okay, they're compliment sandwiching a fucking predator. Who cares if he's a good businessman? That's literal rape apologist rhetoric. When you excuse people's behavior and you compliment predators on good things that they've done in their life, that's all that is. There's no reason to try to frame him as a positive character, because when you talk about, oh, you're so good at business, that's how you're a millionaire, you're trying to give him a positive framing. Shut the fuck up. He's not a good person. He's doubtful that he's a good businessman. He's a fucking child predator. I just don't understand. Why are we so respectful to this person? It's fucking blowing my mind. It's fucking incredible to me.
I don't know all the time in your videos. Now, I'm not a businessman, right? But when I listen to your content, when I listen to Anton's content, I really learn. Also,
God, dude,
I could easily look up to you as a content creator because you have 100,000 subscribers. That's hard to get.
You shouldn't.
And you might not know, but
you shouldn't look up to him. Why would you look up to him as a content creator? Dude, like, what are you talking about? Who cares how many followers somebody has? This is blowing my mind, bro. I don't even think this motherfucker understands, like, how dumb he is. Like, how fucking stupid and ingrained in, like, rape culture you are right now. Like, not to be all fucking woke, but, like, he's excusing predatory behavior. You're a guy I'd look up to, except for, like, the kid touching stuff. That's a little much for me. What the fuck is happening here? What the fuck is happening here?
Following the footsteps of our boy O'Shea Duke Jackson. We all rock with O'Shea, right? Yeah. And O'Shea put me on, and he said,
"Bro, did you just play a soundboard
of our boy O'Shea Duke Jackson? We all rock with O'Shea, right?" Yeah. And O'Shea,
are you dude? I don't know what to say. This is Power 105. Is that what we're on right now? Like, oh, Power 105. Oh, hey guys.
Following the footsteps
Power 105.
of our boy,
Hey guys, it's Power 105 here.
Duke Jackson. We all rock with O'Shea, right?
Yeah.
And
Dude, what are you doing? I'm fucking my mind's fucking boggled at this point. This guy just played like what?
me on, and he set an example for me of helping other people come up. And so I've started, helping other people with their YouTube channels. Do you think like this is the best way to grow a channel? Like, why would you choose this way?
Why are you feeding this delusion that this is just a fucking advertisement campaign?
Your channel to do such a polarizing way involving children. Why do you think that was a good way for all the young? We have a lot of young content creators in the chat who look up to both of you. Both of y'all are extremely strong YouTubers. Why is it this way involving?
Hey, child predator!
Kids? Why is it like this?
Once again, this is, you are relatively new to YouTube and you haven't seen no content. This isn't a radical departure from my older content. The only thing that was different was I dropped ages, and I've never done that before. I put out that type of content on YouTube for 10 years. So this isn't a radical departure from what I'm doing. I just threw a little extra wrinkle in it.
Yeah, I guess I'm not asking.
You're saying that you've consistently talked about how you're a predator. That's awesome, bro. Check this out. Predator! What are we doing today?
This isn't any change from what I've done in the past. And I'm not saying that it's not a change. I'm not talking about change at all. I'm talking about why do it like this? Why launch a channel involving polarizing issue with children?
I just chose that topic. I just chose it. And, we will see about 6 months from now, was it really a bad decision or was it a good decision? So we will see.
Oh, let me tell you something, bro. Might be a very bad decision because in 6 months, we don't know what's going to happen in 6 months. We don't know.
How do you determine what's bad or good?
How the channel
is it? So you only care about the numbers. You literally only care about the channel numbers, the money, whatever. The only thing that you determine whether it was what about the impact? What about the fact you literally just gave a blueprint to predators? You gave the predator blueprint. Yo, if they got good parents, you want to stay away from them. All of this other stuff that you said, none of that matters.
That wasn't a predator blueprint.
What? That's literally a predator blueprint. I talk about this all the time. This is one of the things I talk about with EDP. I talked about EDP, like, tried to talk to, like, young girls constantly. Like 6 times that he got caught. Every time he got caught, he got better at it. And he kept doing it over and over and over again. This is what happens when you get away with being a fucking predator. You learn what's the right and what's the wrong way to go navigate these situations. And when I say right, I mean right in the context of what you're going to make you successful at being a morally deplorable fuck. He is absolutely giving a blueprint to predators.
That wasn't a predator blueprint. Because one of the things that I was doing, and like I said, we will see in the future, will this have a deep impact? And
stop pivoting.
That's a good point that you made about impact. Because Disruptive Male had a...
Pivoted off the question. He's already off of it. That wasn't predator blueprint. Let's go back to the other thing I was talking about.
Serious impact. And I want to duplicate that with this new channel, but I want to separate myself from the other content creators. Because you think... once again, you think that's bad, and that's your opinion. I'm not going to have any truck with that.
It's not like, yes, that's like a societal opinion. Raping people is bad. Oh, did we know that? Oh, we learned something new today.
But once again, I have built, because Disruptive Male was doing really well, and then I started to get a lot of hate. And then I realized that I had built the channel incorrectly. And what I mean by that is, and this is something that both of you probably will find out if you don't already know it. How you build your channel is how you draw your audience. And
we don't care about the channel. I'm talking about the information that you put out. Why would you tell somebody if they have good parents and stay away from them?
Great question.
One of the chicks I was dealing with was what's it called, an emancipated teen. And she made her own decisions. What I was saying was, if you're dealing with someone who's...
But it doesn't matter. See, this is what I'm talking about, gaslighting. Well, hey, one of the girls was an emancipated teen. Check this out. Let's pretend she doesn't exist, right? Because you said this is something that you do with all the girls you talk to. It doesn't matter if that teen was emancipated. She could literally not exist. She could fall off the side of the fucking earth. She's still a victim, in my opinion. But she could fall off the side of the fucking earth. It doesn't matter. Because he didn't say, hey, this one person I talked to, I made sure they had bad parents, but they were emancipated. No, it doesn't even make sense. What I just said doesn't even make sense. He said... I would always make sure that the girls I was talking to, that they had bad parents, or else the parents would call the police on me. I feel like if a person is worried about the cops being called on them for doing a thing that they know that it's a bad thing that they shouldn't be doing, I think that's a reasonable assumption. I don't know if that's a hot take. I feel like that's pretty common fucking sensical. If you go, if I do that, I'm going to get caught and the police will call me, or the police will get called on me, so I'm going to make sure that I can avoid that. It's an illegal activity. I just am fucking mind blown.
Very childlike in the mind. You probably don't want to mess with them because, like, I don't know if you got what I sent you, and if you didn't, I'm not gonna worry.
You know what people are childlike in the mind? People under 18. Frankly, people under 25, but people under 18 legally are. This whole thing, you see what he just said there? It's predatory. It's predatory. If they're childlike in the mind, what? What's your metric for them being an adult? What's your metric? I don't think that bad parents is a metric for maturity. Like, somehow this guy thinks, okay, if you have bad parents, you're a more mature person. Oh, check this out. That's crazy. Hey, DJ fucking raping kids. Like, what the fuck, dude?
About it. But one of the things that
I did get it. It was very long, so I didn't get a chance to read it.
Yeah. A girl in high school sent me that. And one of the big things that happened in that video was the lack of assignment of culpability to people for making decisions. And once again, I know y'all going to disagree with me.
Oh my! I know what he. Do you know what he just said? He said lack of assignment of culpability for people making decisions. What he's saying is that we never consider that the kid wants it. That was his argument. His argument is that the kid wanted it, so it's okay to fuck the kid. That's what he was just saying. I'm dumbing it down because he wants to overcomplicate the language, so you just kind of like let it like roll off your head. You're like, what the fuck is this asshole saying? Right? That's not even in his general vocabulary. This guy's a dumb fuck. Right? He's saying that we always gloss over the fact that, children can say yes and no. What? What an incredible argument. What an incredible fucking argument. Listen, yes, children can willingly do things. That doesn't mean that they're consensual. A 15-year-old can't consensually engage with like a fucking 30 or 40-year-old person. It just doesn't happen. Them willingly do it. You know why they can willingly do it? Because kids are fucking dumb and they don't understand what they're doing and the way that they are engaging with somebody. You're the responsible party. You're supposed to go, this situation can and most likely will damage this person for the rest of their life. I shouldn't engage in it. That's what you're supposed to do. Is that like a hot take? That's like saying like, hey, I drove up to a school, a kindergarten, and I put candy. I said, hey, kids, if you want candy, come into my van. And they're like, yeah, sure. I'll take some free candy. And they got in the van. You're saying that that's okay because they willingly got into your van, right? Hey, Your Honor, they willingly got into the van. Like, the brain dead fucking argument here is it's incredible. There couldn't be a better poster child for like fucking predatory behavior. Like, this guy needs to be on a fucking sticker. It's incredible.
Anyway, all 16, 17, and 18-year-olds are not the same. There are some that are very childish, really still immature, and there are some who are damn near predators. And one of the things...
The children are predators?
Yes, some of them are.
Maybe. I mean, sure. I'm sure that there are 17-year-olds that are some kind of predator. Guess what? This is irrelevant. This 40 or 50, 60-year-old man is a predator.
But you said that you wouldn't consider your behavior or R. Kelly's behavior predator behavior.
Well, if you look at the title of the video, I could have been a predator.
I looked at what you said.
It doesn't matter if the title is. Just correct it now. I hate people. Well, if you look at the title, say it now.
You said that you would not consider a predator.
I'm talking. I could have been a predator, and I will give you...
No, you are a predator.
Like, yeah, I had girls in high school sending me dirty...
So I think this guy's 54 years old right now. So if this happened 20 years ago, he was 34. I just looked up his name in Georgia, and I got 54, 55. Okay, great.
Explicit pictures, all this other stuff, and I would just delete them. I could have easily.
What? You got explicit pictures and you would delete them? When you say these things, it doesn't really make sense.
Me dirty predator, and I will give you the Yeah, I had girls in high school sending me dirty, explicit pictures, all this other stuff, and I would just delete them.
Okay, so for somebody to send him dirty, explicit pictures, he would have to have like a personal contact, like I don't know, probably a phone number or something like that. And he even admitted that he would talk to these girls. They would send him stuff, but he would never sleep with them, which means what did you delete them like a month later after you were over it?
Let's
I
talk
could
about
have
this for a second.
I could have easily been a predator
You
if
are
that
a
was my
predator.
orientation.
Let's talk about this for a second, because you mentioned that
You
there
are a
was
predator.
15 in your first video. You mentioned that,
Bro, this guy's being too respectful.
and you changed it in the second video. So I'm going to get there. But in the first video, you said that there was a 15-year-old. You said, "quote We were just talking and stuff. I just talked to her. She'd send me a dirty picture. She was running, 100 miles an hour, right?" Then
Yes.
in the second video, you said, "Well, because now I think we can all agree that's a crime in Georgia, guys. That's actually a
Well,
crime.
I actually never met her. I never met her.
Doesn't matter. She sent you pictures and you continued to engage with her, knowing she was 15. Because the context was that he knew she was young and wouldn't have slept with her, but kept engaging with her. Why would you continuously talk to somebody when you have no intention of fucking them? A 15-year-old at like 30 something. 34, the fucking youngest. Well, what? Oh, probably because he enjoyed the pictures. Probably didn't sleep with her because he knew that was illegal. But he thought, hey, I can get away with pictures.
I never chat. I mean, we talked because I didn't know she was 15 until a little later, and that was one of the issues.
Yeah,
So
but-
we
but
talked.
let me just jump in. What I'm telling you is, if you're talking and getting news from a 15-year-old, that is a crime in Georgia. That's the sexual exploitation of children.
Yes,
and
it is.
it's a felony grade crime, and it goes from 5 to 20, right? 5 years to 20 years.
And once
Now-
I found out she was 15, I stopped talking to her and I deleted the pictures.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you never said that in the first video. Don't believe you. I also don't believe you. That is reactionary. You probably didn't know any of that. Fuck this
All
guy.
right, but still, even if you don't know,
I
that
know.
she-
A lot
okay,
of men have gotten caught up because
No.
they were talking to a girl. They didn't know how old she was, and the law don't care. The law doesn't care.
I love the framing. It's like he's the victim because, like, he didn't know the age. I didn't know. I didn't know she looked 15. Okay.
And I was like,
But, some 15-year-olds and girls are different. They look like they're 34. So he probably thought that this is a 34-year-old girl.
"You're 15." She says, "But I'll be 16, I think, in May." And I was like, "That doesn't matter. You're 15 now. I can't keep talking." to you."
Wow.
And
Wait. Now-
What a righteous guy. Oh, you're 15 now? You're going to be 16 in May? Righteous guy. Maybe I'll see you in May. I'm 30. I'll be 35 then. That'll be really appropriate.
Now I'm confused, because you're saying, well, when you found out she was 15, then you deleted the pictures and you stopped talking to her. But you
Yes.
said in the second video that she actually wasn't 15. You said that she was 16, and you just lowered the number to make it more polarizing.
Well, I lowered the numbers of the girls and her mother.
Dude, what a catch. All right. I'm starting to hate this guy less. He's, you know what? I'm getting a read from this guy that he, like, I hate to bring it. He's like too professional. Right? Like that. He's very much in lawyer mode. I'll give him like the benefit of the doubt for that. But that was a good catch. He's like, yeah, you're just all over the place with your fucking story. It's inconsistent.
Mother, and not that one, because there were many girls. So not that one in particular. But this happened all of the time. I would
There's a
talk
lot
to
of
a girl and I
girls.
would find out how old she was, and I was like, okay. And there was a policy. I would just go ahead, block their email, delete their pictures, and keep it moving.
Interesting. I want to tell you something. This is a very interesting thing. So when he went through this story about the 17-year-old girl, he talked about how he fucked her 10 to 15, or yeah, he engaged with her 10 to 15 times. I guess it's technically legal in Georgia. And he didn't find out that she was 17 until after that many times he approached her about it and continued to sleep with her. Which means he has a habit of engaging with girls and not asking age first. If it's constantly happening where you're talking to a person and you're finding out that they're a different age, like quite a period of time later, so it's reasonable assumption to make that you are not asking age. Now, let's say I was going to engage on Craigslist for sex. Check this out. This is a really good question. Hey, can I see your ID? Oh, shit! Bro! Who the fuck ever would have thought of that question? Probably a 34-year-old. Right?
This happened
Right.
a lot.
So the
happened a
15-year-old
lot. This was a consistent thing that would happen constantly, where he would talk to somebody and not get the correct age. Incredible. Incredible, dude.
talked about in the first video, she actually was 15. But when you found out she was 15, then you stopped talking to her and deleted the videos.
Well, I didn't have videos, just pictures.
I'm sorry. You're exactly right. Deleted the pictures.
Oh, that makes it so much better.
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel about that, Anton?
I wish you would say, did you send her pictures?
I think it's nasty. It's so nasty, man. And I think maybe it's, the ironic thing that I'm trying to figure out, because
I sorry for pausing so much. Also, why the fuck are you attracted to 16 and 17-year-olds at 30 fucking 4 years old in the first place? Like, fuck the legality of it. What the fuck's the matter with you? It's disgusting. And you know that he is attracted to 16, 17-year-old girls. And because of the way that he makes sure that he finds ones that have come from broken homes. Like, he specifically likes them. He targets them. He's developed a method to vet out 16 and 17-year-olds that would get him in trouble. He has a fucking specific taste for young girls like that.
I say this regularly. I say I need to be the man that I would want my daughter to marry, right? I'm a reflection of the thing that I would want my daughter to marry. And I've heard Glendon admittedly say that he has a daughter. And so I'm
wow, I feel really bad for your daughter, Glendon. Like, seriously, I'm not kidding at all. I feel horrible for your daughter. I feel terrible for your daughter because you are a worthless scum fuck loser fucking person, and you're probably a horrible parent that doesn't know how to like teach your daughter how to like respect herself. You should have no business raising children at all. It's incredible. It's just fucking incredible. That's disgusting. I feel so fucking bad for that girl. Like, honestly, like, what a worthless fucking father to have.
So confused because TLA, one of the things that you said in the show was that, you know, one of your blind spots or handicaps, so to speak, figuratively speaking, was that you don't have kids, right? So you don't understand what it means to truly love and be passionate about the sons are different. They rough and tumble. You want them to go through stuff or whatever, so on and so forth. I had a young man that I almost adopted. That was my nephew that lived with me. And I wanted to push him. I wanted to go through stuff. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
I'm assuming he didn't want him to go through getting predatorized by older men, but I understand what he's saying. It's from like a more traditional perspective.
But daughters out of your own, that's yours. And then you can sit here and justify the idea that
How old's his daughter?
You was sitting there in grave detail talking about it ain't nothing like going with a young girl and she's 17 and I did her about 15 times. And even after she told me she was 17, I kept doing it to her, but she was a lot more graphic and all of this stuff. You have a daughter, bro. That don't bother you? Like, even outside of the law, outside of
how do you not thinking about fucking? Like, wouldn't you, as an older man with a daughter, wouldn't you like look at I listen, I don't have kids yet. But I feel like from what I've heard, like, wouldn't a young girl remind you of your daughter? Like, how could you even be attracted to that?
What was, because slavery was once legal. They don't mean that it was right. We're talking about morals and ethics and character. That don't bother you, bro? Honestly, that you got a daughter?
My daughter and I have a very special relationship.
Dude, that just creeps the fuck out of me. That makes me really uncomfortable that he just said that they had a special relationship. That makes me super fucking uncomfortable. I just didn't like the way he said it.
And she kids me. She's like, hopefully you won't be dating someone my age. So my daughter knows who I am. She accepts that, and I accept her. And she makes her own decisions. She tells me she's a virgin. I have no other proof, so I believe it.
Wow, what? I feel like, why would you have conversations about your child's virginity? How old is your daughter? Why are you asking her about her virginity? I don't know. Okay.
But once again, I am not one of those men who will impress my impressions upon my offspring. Because from my experiments, from Craigslist, I know kids will do a lot of different things. A lot of different things.
That's exactly what our role is as a father, to push our impressions on our kids. We want them to be better versions of us. That's what we're supposed to do. What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is, all right, I have some friends right now. They have a 16-year-old daughter. They're good people. She is wild as hell. And it isn't because she doesn't have good parents. It is because of who she is. And this is something that a lot of people cannot, it's like, well, she had bad parents. She could have had the best parents in the world, and she just turned out to be one of those kids. And there are many, many parents out there who have 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old children that they cannot control, they cannot instill, they can't put anything in them.
I mean, that's just untrue. I'm just going to let you know that. I mean, like, you can. I also find it very uncomfortable because I'm assuming his wiling out, to me, it reads as like him talking about them in a sexual context.
And this is something a lot of people have a hard problem understanding, because everyone reaches an age where they understand what they're doing. And some people reach that age earlier. Some of these kids know exactly what they're doing. They're smoking, they're having sex.
But you just said it, Glenn. You said they're kids. Why would you, as a grown man, be interested in somebody whose brain isn't scientifically, and you know this for a fact, proven to be even developed until their 20s?
Bro, like, not even that. This consistent narrative that there are some kids who know what they're doing. It doesn't make sense to me. I remember, and this is the way that I've generally gauged maturity, and I'm still getting maturing and like on like my some perspectives, but I remember for years, like from age specifically being like self-aware in the context of from 20 to 25, 26 even, maybe even 27, of going, like, looking back and going, wow, I was really dumb last year. Like, kids don't know what they're doing. They're fucking kids. The fact that they're aware of themselves is fine. But kids basically are just like selfish little fucks that just go based off of whatever instinct is in them. And it's difficult to get them to have like a super strong moral code because they're not developed yet. So they're kind of assholes. Like kids, it takes a while to develop empathy, something this person hasn't developed, right? Or sympathy or anything. So, like, know what you're doing. Like, yeah, I knew what I was doing when I was, like, cutting school, but I didn't understand the implications of my action or how negatively it would impact me when I was an adult. So you don't really know what you're doing at all. This guy's just a fucking moron.
Why would you take advantage of that as a man that not only is a grown man, you have power, you got resources, you got cars, you got all of this stuff that you know are enticing to children. You calling kids out of your own mouth. Why would you even consider that, bro? Why would you consider talking to a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old? Why would you be having conversations with somebody that looks like they're 15 years old?
First of all, when I got, now there were some of them who looked like they were 15, 10 years old. I didn't even talk to them. A lot.
Dude, bro. Okay.
A lot of these girls did not look their age. They didn't look their age. And like when I sent the lead attorney, this came from a 16-year-old girl who looked like she was 20.
Bro, check this out. Check this out. I want you to understand something here, okay? First of all, if you're trying to engage, let's say you engage with a girl, you're looking for a 20-year-old girl, and you find a 16-year-old, and she tells you that she's 20, and you don't look at the age, right? And after that, you find out, oh, fuck, she was 16, and I'm a grown man. A normal person's interaction would be, I need to change what I'm doing because I just assaulted a child, right? So you'd go, okay, I'm going to ask for ID or various forms of ways to protect that from ever happening again, like preventing that ever happening again. That's what a normal person does, right? They have shame in what they did and the fact that they didn't navigate the situation correctly. However, this person has done the opposite. They specifically created a predator blueprint coined by Anton to make sure that the 16-year-olds and 17-year-old girls that he was talking to with the intention to sleep with came from broken homes so that the parents wouldn't call the police. What he's saying isn't morally or logically consistent with his ridiculous, disgusting predator. We're going to call it the Predator's Code because that's what it is. This guy is a dumb fucking person. Very obvious, very clear.
All kids don't look the same. There are some kids who look like kids. They're 15. They're girls who are undeveloped.
But you're still describing them as kids, Glendon. You're calling them kids out of your own mouth.
In this conversation, I'm saying they're kids.
But then you had sex with them.
No, I did not have sex with any children.
Oh, so I'm sorry. At what age do you define a girl to not be a kid anymore?
That's a really interesting question because
no, it's not. It's really not. It really isn't. When you're like 55 years old, you don't really. It's a very philosophical question. I don't know. 18 is pretty solid. If you say something else, you're gross. The fact that you're dancing around the question leads me to believe that you are fucking disgusting. What? I would actually expect, like for me, I might say like 24. As I get older, I realize that people that are young are unattractive. They're becoming less and less attractive to me because I'm getting older and my tastes are shifting with my age. Isn't that fucking incredible? So, like, if you ask me that question, I might be like, I don't know, 23, maybe 22, maybe 22, 23. There's a 31-year-old. This guy's a 55-year-old. And he's still having the philosophical, personal conversation of what age a girl is when they're no longer considered a child. What an interesting question. What are you, fucking Socrates? What the fuck? What the fuck?
There could be someone who could be 18 who could still be a kid. Very much childish, very much immature. There could be someone who could be 16, like the one who was 17 that I was messing with. She had her own place, her own car, and a job. I did not know she was 17.
Glendon, you literally advised guys to stay.
Bro, it wasn't just one 17-year-old. You've told us that you've talked to tons of children.
You said you found a 17-year-old out of your own mouth, word for word. You started doing research on her on social media. You noticed in some pictures that her parents were around and that She
That
had a
was a different
strong
girl.
family. She's
That was a different
okay.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
It's a different girl, and she had
And
a
I didn't
strong
mess with that
family
girl.
structure.
I didn't mess
But you
with that
said
girl.
that you knew she was 17 and you did research on her, and you found out that she had a strong family structure because she was taking pictures with her parents, and that's one of the things that you decided that prompted you to leave her alone. That is predator. You're hunting. That is predator behavior, bro.
Yes.
That is
So
literally the definition of
leaving her alone is a predator. I mean, I want you to
But
listen
you
to
only
what
left
I'm
her
about.
alone because she had a strong father and mother in the picture with her.
Dude.
That would
You
have
don't-
called the police on him.
Know how predators operate, and that's a very strong word.
That's interesting because you do know how Predator operates. And let me just tell you something. I talk about this kind of shit all the time. You guys know that I'm a fucking stickler for the specific words like predator and grooming, etc., etc. I generally will hyperanalyze situations, and I'll make sure that I'm as contextually accurate as possible because people call everybody a fucking predator nowadays. Okay? I don't use the word lightly, and I've used it like 100 times in this video because I will die on this fucking hill. This guy's a predator. Okay, it's that's it. This is the kind of guy who I guarantee would fuck a 14-year-old if he could get away with it. I fucking guarantee it. All he would be like, well, she looked like she was fucking 20 years old. She was real hot and firm. This is the kind of guy. This is the guy who would fuck a 14-year-old. I'm fucking calling it. It's like undoubtable. I don't doubt that he's done it before. He just knows that he probably shouldn't tell people that he fucked 14-year-olds. But 16, that's legal. So I'm going to say that one. That's the guy.
Why don't you talk this a little bit? What's your definition of a predator? How do predators move? Because I will be honest, it does sound like when you're saying, hey guys, the ones that are close to their parents, those aren't the ones you want. When you say, oh well, I was doing research on this girl, or I was doing research on that girl, it does kind of, to do research on a girl, it does sound a little bit predatorish. But you
a little bit, huh? Sir, come on, please stop playing like on the fence guy. You know what I mean?
Been steadfast in saying that that's not a predator. Kind of, how do you define a predator, and how do you identify a predator's moves?
I would define a predator. I used to work at Scottish Rite, and I have seen some of those pictures you have seen of the forcible rape. I've seen that. We had this 8-year-old girl come in who was raped by her father.
Yeah, so this guy's definition of a predator is somebody who is forcibly sexually assaulted. But non-forcible is okay to him. By this fundamental logic, it's okay to fuck a 12-year-old if she says it's okay. That's his logic. Just letting you know.
To me, that is predator behavior.
No kidding.
Rape. They don't care. And also, we work with social work.
Predator is forcible.
No. Let me go with it.
Okay.
Forcible is actually worst case scenario. And when you hang out at schools, when you go to arcades, when you're looking for young girls, and this is the thing, I never did that. They came to me. That was
based off of an ad that you put out. You literally put the ad out. They didn't just see you walking.
I could have never, like, if I was a predator, I don't think I could have ever said anything more predatory. The children came to me, so I'm not a predator. Like, that's an incredible argument. Like, fantastic.
Down the street and you just turned them down. You took out an ad. What are you talking about?
I took out several ads.
He took out ads consistently over a long period of time to try to solicit sex from women, right? And he would consistently get underage girls messaging him, which means whatever tactic he was doing was drawing the attention of children. And he continued the tactic over and over again, which means to me, that shows that it is a thing he liked to engage in. This was a methodical predatory bullshit. Like, the idea that you have to go to a specific space of, like, for children in order to be a predator is fucking insane. Right? You're getting, like, kids that come from broken homes to fucking message you so you could sleep with them. It's disgusting.
Oh, that makes it greater. Jesus Christ, bro.
Well, all right, so,
honestly, Glenn, man to man, just listen. You don't see anything that don't make sense in this conversation? Honestly.
Well, nothing in this conversation is going to make sense to you because of the way that you think.
No, I'm asking you personally. I know what makes sense to me. I'm asking you, do you, like, when you go to sleep at night and you think about the video that you put out, or forget the video, the behavior that do you go to bed with a clear conscience, like, you know what, everything is on the
his argument there was like, oh, well, we have different perspectives because we think differently. Yeah, like, when it comes to what's your favorite fucking fruit? Yeah, I like strawberries. Oh, those are gross to me. I like bananas. Oh, well, we just think differently, right? That's a fun conversation. Not like, what is a child? What these are things that are really non-debatable. I just don't understand. I don't understand.
Up and up, everything is good. None of this bothers you at all whatsoever.
I will say the person that I was 20 years ago, no, it doesn't bother me at all. And there's more, and there will be more stuff on that channel. But one of the things is
Dude, the person that I was like 5 years ago bothers me, and I did nothing even comparable to this. What?
was having these experiences, and it wasn't like that many. It wasn't like 20, 30. It wasn't that many.
You said you get 15 people like a day for what, years responding to your Craigslist ads. So I kind of feel like it was a lot.
I was in a different state of mind back then, and I was doing, as the elite attorney said, all kinds of shit. So I never
You were 34. My understanding, you were in your 30s. Like, what? Like, you don't have the kid excuse anymore.
forced anyone to do anything. I never took any advantage. I never lied to anyone. So yeah, my conscience is clear.
Well, you did. First of all, you don't have to force somebody to sexually assault them. Second of all, what was the second?
So I never forced anyone to do anything. I never took any advantage.
Yeah, took advantage. Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. The case closed. We win.
I never lied to anyone. So yeah, my conscience is clear. I never forced myself on anyone, and I gave them options to leave, and they didn't leave. So no,
Glendon, you literally said.
Wait, hold on. Now let's talk about this. Let's talk about the second.
Hold on. Why are you let him push back on that?
Lead, I need a break, bro. Honestly, I need a break, bro.
Let's talk about the second incident where you were talking about you.
Bro, I actually gotta go to the bathroom real quick. I find it incredible though that like he's like, I need a break. Like that's how fucking pissed off this guy is. Go off, King. You know what I mean? Just fucking tear into this asshole. Okay, let's get this fucking. Let's get this going.
Who were kind of propositioned to be a bull, right? Which is a huge thing in Atlanta. I don't know if you guys, of course, you know Glendon, but a lot of the people in the chat that don't know, if you're a black guy and you're 6 foot, you could absolutely be hunted in Atlanta. And some nice white woman, 44 years old, will come up to you and say, hey, do you want to come over and get the hot tub? And she's there with her husband, so you think it's all good. Go over to their house and see what happens, right? It will
Yes.
it will be
There's a whole community of that. There's
exactly. There's a whole
Who
community
cares?
of poly in Atlanta, whole community of swingers. And Atlanta is for real, right?
Who cares?
And so you talked about this one. And listen, it seems like between the consenting adults, there's no problem with it. Everybody go to town in Atlanta, fine. You mentioned this one incident where
Incident? You mean this was this incident we're about to talk about happened over the course of 5 years? So it was incredible how much you downplay that.
you were interacting with a mother who had a 16 and 17-year-old, and the mother was sending you photos of the 16 and 17-year-old, and so you went over there. So you went over there and basically, the mother pulled out your penis and started sucking it, and then had the daughters suck it. And a lot of people were like, damn, because even though the 16 and the 17-year-old are over 15, right? It's still a crime. Both you and the mother are committing crimes in that instance because the children are under 18. And they're not as harsh as the child exploitation crimes. But they're still children under the law. They're called minor children. And now you kind of clarified this and you changed it in the second video, but we're going to talk about that. But in the first video, when you were saying that, you guys were all having sex in the same room, what hit me is, number one, the mother needs to be in jail, first of all.
Yes.
Or I can't imagine a mother taking your penis out of her mouth and then putting into her 16-year-old daughter's mouth. That's outrageous. And I've represented children who had some shitty mothers, and that is a shitty mother, number one. If she has sexual fantasies and pleasure, that's fine. She does not need to involve her kids. Number two,
True.
All the guys were like, where in the hell is the father, right? And I see...
Can we talk about how this guy specifically talked about how that 16-year-old girl found it to be painful and didn't like it? And that was when he was going onto an anecdote about how he was like, yeah, this girl didn't like it like the first 10 times we did it. But then one time we did it and I made her come, and it was and she was like, wow, incredible. You know what that reads to me as, like, this girl, you fucking like sexually Stockholm syndrome with this girl where you fucked her, where you raped her, and then she started to enjoy it. And like, I say that lightly, right? That's what it sounds like to me. It's just when this girl was put into like a situation where like her fucking mind had to wrap herself around her mother not protecting her from getting raped by a man and actually being complicit in the rape of her. And so she had to like fucking wire herself through a traumatic experience to enjoy it. That's what happened. Can we talk about that? We should probably throw that in for context. Feels like it really needs to be part of the context here. It feels like it really is a necessary point to really just like drive home.
So much where women are just given primary physical custody of these kids, and the fathers only get to see their kids every other weekend. And I'm, again, as Anton said, as Blind Guy, his wife, their life said, I'm not a father. But I cannot imagine if I fought to get 50-50 custody and that judge denied me and said, no, this is the mother. And then that mother has my 16-year-old and 17-year-old.
Why are we going off onto like an anecdote about like the fucking custody of children? It really doesn't matter. Like, this is not the time to be talking about this. This isn't like a situation where like, oh, the mom forgot to feed their kid lunch. This is horrible.
Second random dick. Oh, I mean, as a non-father, I can't imagine.
How are you just not angry? Or maybe he's just super desensitized.
Right. But then you went on in that first video to talk about how the 16 and 17-year-old, they were virgins, and how the 16-year-old was saying that it hurt.
There we go.
It hurt. And the mom was like, oh, you know, we're going to open up that pussy. A crazy story. Now, in the second video, to be fair, in the second video, you said, well, actually, they weren't 16 and 17, both of which are crimes, right? And not only for you, but also for the mom. But they were 18 and 19, which takes them out of the minor child category.
Okay, so somehow the girls aged 2 years. Well, which is probably true because they did it for 5 years. They were doing this for 5 years, from 16 to 21. That one girl. Somehow the ages changed. Why were they young in the first place? Shock value. Like, I don't understand how, as a man, like, you could, like, you would have, like, a running joke of you fucking a 16-year-old. Like, what? Like, why is that the kind of positive look you want for your channel? Yeah, I'm just drawing people in by saying I fuck 16-year-olds. So funny. What?
So now it's all game, right? But, you know, I want to ask you as a man, because I typically review celebrities who make really risky decisions, sometimes bad decisions. To be a man of your stature and to have so much, to go to a random house where you don't know what the hell is going on. You don't know if anybody's waiting in the closet for you. You don't know if these white women are going to scream rape. You know, how is it that a man of your stature
they should have
can participate in such risky behavior?
Well, first of all,
what a tone deaf question. Like, dude, I'm like exhausted mentally. We just went on to this whole conversation about how this guy is a predator, like how he like specifically harmed a 16-year-old. And your question is, why would you engage in risky behavior when you could get hurt? Dude, I'm so tired. Like that question just like fucking knocked the wind out of me. I understand being desensitized and being professional because you're like an attorney. Fine. But you sat at home and you were like, oh, I wonder how Anton feels about how safe it is for him to engage in these acts. That's your first question. That's like one of the questions you feel like you need to ask. How safe do you feel? Dude, come on. Dude, fucking... How do you even ask that question?
That's not something I would do today. So I do get your point. I would not do that today. 20 years ago, it was a different time. Now that I think about it, nothing ever happened for me doing these escapades. Nothing ever happened. But thinking about it, it could have, because I did this. I would show up at their house and things went well for me, but they could have been bad. I feel like I have a guardian angel because I did a lot of stuff. Like 20 years.
Like, this is just framing him as the victim with honestly with the undertone of like a racial undertones, right? Because he was talking about how these white women, you're engaged with these white women, they're not yelling like, you know, sexual assault, which is something that would happen in the past, right? So I just find it so incredible that like this is a child predator who you just asked a question that frames him as the victim. Like, oh, were you afraid you're gonna be the victim of racism? Like, I mean, listen. We only could have hoped that he got fucking killed by somebody. I'm just fucking very angry right now. I mean, because this is just fucking incredible.
Years ago, I was a different person than I am today. And like today, I have so much to lose. I would never do anything like that. I wouldn't. And you know, it's changed because, you know, the
way that he's talking about it is like, oh, I had so much to lose. I have so much to lose now, so I wouldn't do that. It shows that you know it was wrong. If you feel like you're going to lose something, you know it was wrong.
I'm not going to get into it on the show, but there's a lot more that went down. Way more. And
yeah, maybe, hey, you know, I have a friend who's in, he's a police officer. Maybe we could all hang out one day. We can get some drinks, and you could tell us your story, and then we probably won't report it anyway, because let's just move on.
And, you know, folks who were watching the Disruptive Mail know.
Because you know why.
Oh. About some of these things. So I feel that as I got older, because there was some other stuff that happened that kind of changed my behavior. I didn't get in trouble or nothing. It's just I will share this. And
What
this
are
is
these negative things? Because it might help to share. Because
no, I'm going to
Glenn,
share.
okay,
There was
because
this one married woman.
we have a lot of 25-year-old, 27-year-old black men in the chat. Some of whom really follow you, and they're looking at me, they're looking at you, they're looking at Anton for guidance, because a lot of these young men, didn't grow up with fathers in the home.
All
And
right.
so it's helpful to talk about some of the negative things that have helped shape the man that you say you are now, right? And not just give them all the crazy stories, but
Well,
also some of the risks.
This is one. I'm going to bring it on the channel the other night, but one married woman I was.
Isn't this just like adding more to the Predator playbook? The Predator playbook, when you're talking about like, oh, weren't you worried about the negatives? And like, how can we avoid those negatives? There's a lot of young men who look up to you, and they know, like, and you're basically signaling to them that it's okay for them to sleep with people that are 10 plus years younger than them at 27. And like, what could they do to safely engage here and make sure that they dodge the consequences of their actions? Like,
Messing with her husband went to her phone. He got my address, and he showed up at my house with a gun.
wow, I wish the husband went through with it.
He wanted to shoot me. And I invited him in, and I poured him a drink, and we sit down to discuss his wife. Craziest thing that ever happened. And that didn't actually stop me. It just kind of, because, he left. He didn't shoot me. But now looking back, I was like, that was crazy as hell. Like, once again, I was such a different person 20 years ago.
Were you on drugs back then, or how is it? Like, how old were you back then?
It's one of those things where he got away with it again, and so he continued to engage in the stuff,
20 years ago, I was 34.
Jesus Christ.
I've never done a drug in my life. I don't even drink. It was just, you mentioned the swingers, and I was part of that lifestyle. And that's a very compelling, it sucks you in.
Dude, this doesn't matter. If you want to swing, do whatever you want. If you want to fucking be a bull and go fuck white women, who cares? Do whatever you want. You want to fuck 20,000 fucking people, I don't give a shit. We're not talking about swinging. We're talking about children being predatorized. And it's incredible how he loops everything into one thing. He chalks up to a fucking kink. That's what he consistently just chalks up to a kink.
And I actually had to take a year off where I just didn't have sex, didn't engage with anyone, to calm down, because I felt that I was getting out of control.
Oh my God.
So that's one of the things that happened. And this may sound
he just has his fucking phone going off.
Really dark, but I had one of these chicks fall in love with me, and she got hurt really, really bad. And that's one of the things that got me to thinking about changing my ways. So
How old was she?
42.
How did she get hurt?
I just wish this Anton guy would go off already.
Same thing. Ads. I mean, guys.
Honestly, though, I doubt it was just one girl. Like, listen, not for nothing, but I would assume, this is a pretty reasonable assumption, that a younger girl would have a higher chance of falling in love with somebody. Right? I feel like a younger girl that comes from a broken home, because remember, he specifically targets those young girls that don't have good parents, probably don't have a father in their life. I imagine that they would fall in love with him like very quickly. So like this whole idea, one of them fell in love with me. A lot of them probably were falling in love with them, falling in love with you. Like, and that's one of those like power dynamic tactics. That's why these like kids, because these children were probably like, oh my God. Like, he's telling us that the 16-year-olds that he would engage with were like mature for their age. That's what he's telling us. He's consistently telling us that. Which means, like, reasonable assumption that he's saying it to the 16-year-olds too. Yo, you're really mature for your age. I like mature. You're a mature 16-year-old. So, like, they were obviously falling in love with him. It's fucking incredible.
If I could just, man. All right. I had every man's dream. Their ability to, because I had some ads like, this is direct response marketing.
It's not every man's dream to sleep with children. I just want you to understand that.
I had ads that performed really well, and I weeded out the
Maybe
ads.
when you're a child, you want to sleep with children, right? Like, but you wouldn't be a man then. You'd be a boy. So
that didn't perform well. So I would run ads every day. It took me about 15 minutes, and I would have 20 to 30 women respond to these ads every night. And then I would go through. It's like, no, I like her. I like her. And this was my life for 10 years. And it got very addictive.
Remember before he said that it wasn't that many girls, but he did it for 10 years, every day, 20 to 30 girls. That's what he said, right? So what is that? Like, let's say that's like an average of like, let's just say like 750 messages a year that he would vet through for 10 years. So 7,500 messages. That doesn't sound like a lot, right? Like, that's not a lot of engagements.
Very self-indulgent.
That's every man's dream.
Every man except Anton Daniels. Yeah.
No, it's not. It really isn't every man's dream. Like, listen, when I was younger, I liked to have sex with women as well. Well, not as well because he doesn't fuck women; he fucks kids. But I like to, I like to sow my wild oats. Like young men, they like to have sex, of course. Some young women do too. But like, it's not every man's dream to vet 7,500 fucking people. I just feel like that's insane. What are you talking about? Especially children.
I mean, like
I don't think every man runs ads in order to be able to reach out and get.
Wait, it's 20 messages.
Well,
oh, did I get that wrong? 72,000 in 10 years. I should have done my math. I'm obviously getting very old. That's a good point. I don't know how I fucked up that math. Let's just do the math. So 365 times 20 times 10. Yeah, you're right. So we're talking about like that's the low end. 73,000 people over 10 years. I'm sorry. I said 7,200. 70, it's like fucking 75,000 people. That was probably exaggerating, but Jesus Christ.
Well, I would say I would agree with you that because I know that you don't appreciate it because when running ads to sell physical merchandise and running ads to get women, they're roughly the same. So it's a skill set. But every man's dream, most heterosexual men and running ads to get women, they're roughly the same. I know that you don't appreciate it because when running ads to sell physical merchandise and running ads to get women, they're roughly the same. So it's a skill set. But every man's dream, most heterosexual men want to have a lot of unlimited sex with no restraints, no requirements. That's most men's dream. There are some men who meet a one woman, get married, have a beautiful relationship. That's a beautiful thing.
I mean, when we say no restraints, are we talking about age? It's not a restraint for you. Yeah, we already knew that. But like, hot take, not every guy wants to be a child predator.
But the average dude wants to have as much sex as possible. That much I'm sure of.
Glendon, can I ask you a question? I'm genuinely curious because it seems as though looking at your videos and going through your very, very, very detailed sexual experiences with these teenagers, so to speak, right? It seems as though you base your moral compass as far as how young a girl should be. And you admittedly said that the only difference between you and R. Kelly is you didn't have other people going out to get the girls for you. That's word for word exactly what you said. The only difference between you and R. Kelly is that you didn't have girls going with him. And you said that you wasn't as big as R. Kelly. That's A, right? But B, you justify the behavior by saying that it's legal, or you felt that it was legal or whatever, right? That the minimum age in which you can have sex with a girl is 16, right? Do you base your decisions as to who it is, because you said you like young girls, who it is that you want to have sex with based off of what the law says and not necessarily based off of your own decisions as to how old or how young they should be?
All right. Once again, this video was an experiment. Let me say that again.
No, dude, stop pivoting because this is a very important question. I'm going to tell you why. So, like, if he says, like, okay, he probably knows why he shouldn't answer this question. Okay, so a lot of people will base what they do in real life off of what the law is, right? So, you know, you got your dumb fuck 20-year-olds fucking around 16-year-olds. It's already bad enough, right? There's people who won't do bad things because it's illegal and they don't want to get punished. That happens all the time. You know, you don't walk into a store, you don't steal a candy bar. Some people would never steal the candy bar. Some people fucking would, right? People are already doing it, right? So it's true that we have laws aren't perfect, but we have laws based off of morality, and then we base our morality off of laws. So the question here is very important because if he's sleeping with 16, it's just if he's sleeping with 16-year-old girls because it's legal. I mean, that really just signals to me that he would sleep with younger girls, even younger than that, as like a 34-year-old. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. That's what it signals to me.
And the video was titled, I Could Have Been Like R. Kelly. I could have been a predator.
Oh my God.
I mean, if I had true R. Kelly energy, there would be about 500 teenage girls fucked at the moment. And I didn't do it because I like girls with titties. I like ass. And a lot of these girls, they were young and they were undeveloped and they didn't appeal to me. So, and once again, because I worked at Scottish Rite, I know that a lot
Where's
of
Scottish Rite?
Scottish Rite is a children's hospital.
It's a hospital down.
Oh my God. I was just about to watch. Look, dude, he worked at a dude, honestly, this guy worked at a children's hospital. Bro, I'd be like, if my kid ever went there, I would be like fucking on the boat on a class action lawsuit. What, are you kidding me? What? This guy shows that he'll do like whatever. He'll use whatever he has to his advantage. I would not doubt that there's kids that are getting fucked up.
Here. And we have social workers and we would have children come in who were raped, molested, and all this other stuff. And pedophiles don't change behavior. They are who they are.
What?
And I never actually dove into like this one girl. She said she was 16, but she must have been like 10 years old. And I'm just like, why are you on here? Why are you emailing me? You should be playing with dolls and stuff. So
I first of all, pedophiles, Oh my god. First of all, like we have to make there's a difference between a pedophile and a child molester, right? Like child molesters would be pedophiles, but like not all of them go to the point of engaging with children, right? And so I would say that as a society, with the goal of having a strong understanding of mental health issues, if you have somebody who's a pedophile, nobody chooses to be attracted to children. If that person goes and seeks help before they hurt a child, I'm totally fine with them getting the help that they need. Once they hurt a child, I mean, like you already know, like there's no punishment too extreme. But predators do change. They do change their attitudes. They do change. Like they change their shit based on the reaction of like, how do we do it more successfully? They do change their attitudes. But also this whole thing is like, well, all he said here is, well, 10 is too young for me. Wow. Okay, so 10's too young. Right? That's what we got so far. 10 years old is too young. Well, what? Okay. What else? What's your minimum age that you would sleep with, or that you would sexually assault, basically?
I did not base my acceptance on age. I based my acceptance on, was she hot? Did she look a certain way? And most of these high school acceptance on age. So I did not base my acceptance on age. I based my acceptance on, was she hot? Did she look a certain way? And most of these high school girls were not hot. They didn't look a certain way.
What? What? I'm fucking mind blown. I don't know what to say.
They had braces and all this other stuff. So typically, I would say the medium age for the women that I engaged off Craigslist was about 28 to 32. That's where the bulk of them were. So I wasn't like hunting down children. It was funny. But in that video, it was an experiment, and we will see how it goes, because a lot of people got outraged. I have people leaving comments on all of my channels, and it's just wow.
You didn't answer the question, Glendon. I said, do you determine how young the girl is as far as what
I did answer your question. I said age has nothing to do with it. I don't go after girls who are young.
But you
wait, come on now. You just said that you don't go after girls who are young. But
I don't go after teenagers. Let's put it that way. I do like young women, 28 to about 35. Yes, I do.
Okay, so he asked what's your cutoff point? Is it based on morals or based on like your personal preferences? And he was like, yeah, it's based off of my perception of them. So if they're 12 but they look 20, I'll fuck them. That's what he said. That is the implications of what he just said, is that he would fuck a 12-year-old if she looked old enough. That's it. They just need to look old enough. That's all he had said. Bro, this guy is fucking dumb. This guy's disgusting, dude.
Guilty.
You literally described in detail how you love young girls. You word for word. I love young pussy.
Once again, that video was an experiment.
17-year-old girls' tits were. You described in detail.
Yes, I did. In the video, that was an experiment.
How awesome it was, and then
what the experiment it doesn't. So this is what I like, is that because he's all over the place with this. I like how he's like it was an experiment. Okay, but the you're admitting to the things you did. So you're saying that it actually happened. So the experiment isn't that you lied. The experiment in this fucking magical wonderland that you framed, this ridiculous hypothetical scenario, like hypothetically the experiment is that you're telling people about it, not that it happened, that you're telling people. So saying it's an experiment is generally loaded with like, oh, it wasn't like my real feelings. But these were your feelings and your this is how you feel. You just said that you would fuck a 12-year-old, basically, as long as she looked old enough. So, this is what experiment? Is the experiment on how to traumatize children? I just don't understand.
When you found out her age and you found out she was still 17 and she wasn't 18 yet, you kept going.
Bro, I really wish he would. I push him on like the implications of what this guy's saying, because this guy's just getting away with saying this shit like where he's attracted to 12-year-olds is basically what he's saying. It's incredible. This guy's great. I like this guy. I'm just saying.
Admittedly said, I love young girls, word for word. That's what you said. Was it a lie? Because if it is, then you told it.
And to be clear, you did say that the video was an experiment, but you also said in that experiment everything was true except for the ages that you changed. But you didn't say, when I said I love young girls or I love young pussy or that whatever, you didn't say that.
Actually, I do like young women. 28 to 32. I am 54 years old. I do like them. I don't like teenagers, because one of the things is you can't really talk to a teenager. They don't have no life experience.
I mean, like, not for nothing, but as a 54-year-old, what the fuck do you have in common with 28-year-olds? Like, honestly, but still, like, again, I'm reinforcing it. He just said he doesn't care about the age. He just cares about how old they look. I mean, he's just incriminating himself.
Here's the thing, because you described R. Kelly's appetite. And, you know, I thank you for this, because you said in that video, you said the normal man does not have that appetite. And I think that's something that a lot of women need to hear, right? This is not, we're not going to cast, you know, what's going on in the kink community to all men, right?
No, no.
Bro, this isn't a kink. Fucking kids isn't a kink. And like, what do all women need to hear from a fucking predator? That not all men like to fuck kids? It's astonishing how many girls I've talked to that have a really inappropriate experience when they're a young girl. So a predator saying that not all men are like this doesn't matter. And it doesn't need to be all men. This is one of those things where it doesn't need to be all men that are disgusting for men to be a problem, okay? This is one of the reasons why I identify with being a man so much. Because I feel that, like, yeah, it's our responsibility my responsibility as a man to teach young men how to engage correctly with girls and make sure that they understand the fucking age of consent, obviously. Make sure that they understand how to put a young girl into a position where they feel like they could say no and disengage safely so that the entire interaction is consensual. So and then I also believe that it's a man's job to make sure that other men don't hurt women. Now, I'm not saying women are defenseless. Like I said, I'm a little more traditional in my thought process here. But like a predator telling us that, like, oh, not all men are like this. You're not. Shut the fuck up, bro. Just shut the fuck up. Like, this means nothing. There's no morality behind those words. Not all men have his preference. These are his preferences. To him, it's not it's a negative thing to have his preferences. To him, though, it's like, hey, it's a positive thing. Hey, guys, not everybody's like me. I'm so special to fuck 15 and 16-year-old girls.
What R. Kelly did, most men can't get with that.
Right. But what you did say is that you kind of have that appetite. And you said, and this is a quote, there is something special about fucking a young girl that doesn't have a lot of miles on her. Now, you know, and this is not a shot at any 28-year-olds. 28-year-olds in Atlanta got a lot of miles on them, right? That's not a shot. It's not a shot, but it's true.
Why are we laughing right now? How, like, does this guy have like a particular issue with his expression? I'm not trying to be rude. I just don't understand how you could just laugh. How are you laughing? How are you making cracking wise here? Haha, so funny. Woo! It's so funny, guys. How are you not enraged as a human being? Like, what happened to you that makes you just so fucking desensitized? I'm assuming it said he's a lawyer and lawyers are just scum fuck worthless, and that he's just like ingrained in the mentality of a dumb fucking lawyer. Because if he wasn't a lawyer, I would just assume he's a predator.
It's true. So let's be honest, Glendon. When
I will share some with you. I managed to meet 4 millionaires through these ads. And I managed to meet many women who were 20-something to 30-something that didn't have a lot of miles on them. Because, you know, it was crazy because I was like, you're 32 and you've only been with 3 men? You know, it is crazy. So during these exploits, if you will, I learned a whole bunch about women. And that's one of the reasons I feel that the Disruptive Male channel was so popular and was so impactful.
What is facts? There's a thing that said facts.
So,
what's facts? I cannot believe. What's the fact here? What are we specifically referring to?
Popular and was so impactful. And once again, I deleted those channels, but I didn't put them up. But I never talked about this stuff. And, you know, once again, it's just an experiment. We will see how bad it goes. Because like I said, part of it is it didn't go as big as I thought it would, which, you know, this is why you run experiments. And this is something I've done my whole YouTube career. I put out content just to see how people react. And once again, we will see. Because I also have my own platform, the disruptivemale.org. And there is none of this stuff on this training platform. None of this stuff. So this is the first time in 12 years I even talked about it, which if it was a habit or a pattern, I think it would have came out long before now.
Let me ask you.
What? I don't. So he's trying to say that if he had a habit or a pattern of basically talking to these young girls, then it would have come out sooner. But I want you to keep this in mind, that his first video about R. Kelly was talking about how he just knew how to get away with it, and that he developed a methodology, the Predator Blueprint, that would allow you to get away with it. And one of those ways, of course, was making sure that you prey on children with bad parents and like not super connected parents. So his logic is like, people would have found out if I was a bad guy, but you developed a playbook on how to not get caught. So like, what do you, like, how do you? This is like the kind of guy who just thinks he's a really smart guy, but he's not. He's a really dumb, worthless fucking person. He's a net loss to society. No one will miss him when he's dead. Like, this is the kind of person that he is. When he does pass away, I think that there should be a celebration. And I think that we should like all just like spit on his grave, because that's really what it just is deserved. It should just become a national holiday to hate this man. This fucking, not even a man, this just fucking worthless scum piece of shit.
You know, you said that this experiment didn't go as well as planned. So what would you have?
Why are you letting him lead the conversation? Why is he leading the conversation? Now you're back to the fucking experiment thing. Like, stay on course. Like, a good moderator would be like, this is the question. This is the question. This is the question. Answer this question.
Changed in your first video to make it go as well as planned?
You know, I don't know. I haven't thought about that, because one of the things I'm going to do is not do content like that anymore. And I'm going to...
Wow, you don't say. Somebody, a predator, is going to add to his playbook that he's no longer going to tell people that he's a predator because he'll get in trouble for it. So now he's not going to do it anymore. But that doesn't really make sense based on his own logic, because he's saying, well, this didn't blow up as much as I wanted it to, which means that it didn't have the profound impact you wanted it, which means it underperformed. So why do you feel the need to not redo this type of an experimental campaign if it didn't even perform well? Like, what? Why not? Right? Unless you, of course, you realize you outed yourself.
One of the things I learned is that when you tell a story, you got to tell the story the correct way. And I did a poor job of telling that story.
There's no way to tell a story of raping children the correct way. I just want you to understand.
Because I didn't talk about, this was 20 years ago. I didn't talk about none of that.
That wouldn't have mattered. A 34-year-old, what wouldn't have mattered? Like, so if a 40-year-old said, yeah, 20 years ago I slept with a 16-year-old, I'd be like, yeah, that's pretty gross, man. But you're 20, they were 16. Like, okay, okay. But when you're 54 and you're saying it's 20 years ago that you slept with a 16-year-old, I'm just not. You just not. No. I that context doesn't help at all.
Stuff. So that's one of the things I learned. I probably will not repeat this experiment. There's just no point, because it did what it did, and I will just try some other experiments. So I would not redo this one. It makes no sense to redo it.
This man of God is too restrained, bro. He needs to just fucking go off.
Glendon, you don't think that you being a platform, having a large voice and a platform and a content creator, that you need to be more responsible for how you affect other people, negative or positive?
I like this guy. Glendon needs to be arrested, and the lead attorney needs to be arrested if he doesn't get Glendon arrested after this live. It's out of the reels. Yo, shout out to Jordan Smith, because that's exactly the way that I feel. Yes. Absolutely, 100%.
I do feel overall that I have a very positive impact on people.
No, you don't. I'm just letting you know that, like, you're wrong, like, objectively.
And every now and then I will take a risk, and this was a risk.
So a risk of outing yourself as a predator. Yeah.
Overall, the majority of the content I put out is helpful, useful, and mundane. So,
really quick, I just want to hit the air horn for Jordan Smith. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Rock with me, because I've literally helped thousands of people start businesses. And
but character without morals or principles, money doesn't make you a better person. It just makes you more of what you already are.
True.
Yeah, money's an amplifier. I agree 100% with that. And
well, you shouldn't have, because now you realize that you just told us that without money you wouldn't have been a predator.
Once again, I've done crazier stuff than this, and this is what's wow. This is just the first.
What, dude? Is this guy like fucking mentally inept? He's done crazier stuff than this? That's not a positive thing to say, and you're saying it with pride. Yeah, I've done crazier stuff than sleep with 16-year-olds. What could be crazier? What did we say before? 14-year-olds, 12-year-olds. Wouldn't doubt it. Do you realize that the things that you say?
When it hit like this, I've done crazier stuff.
Why are you laughing? Why is this funny to you? How do you have the capacity to laugh right now? How? So what's happening in your fucking dumb brain?
Not with little girls, but just business and videos and content.
So is it fair to say this is probably just the tip of the iceberg, though, Glendon? Like, for example, like you admitted to sleeping with a 17-year-old and all of this other type of stuff. I'm assuming that you've slept with more than just that one 17-year-old, right?
Absolutely.
No, it is not the tip of the ice.
It is. This dude literally said he doesn't care about age; he just cares about how they look. So he's literally there. This is the tip of the iceberg.
Typically, those were, I would say, exceptions because most of the high school girls were young and immature and they had no appeal to me. So
Most of them. Check that out, guys. Could you just fucking imagine? Yeah, most of these girls, just want you to know what the word most is, right? Let's just do, we're going to just do like a completely, we're just going to bring this, let's say that I have a bowl, a really big bowl of cereal, right? And I eat most of the bowl of cereal. Well, God, you know what's crazy? There's still food in my bowl of cereal, right? Because the word most doesn't mean all. Isn't that like a crazy, I feel like that's a hot take, I guess. That means he was attracted to some high schoolers.
like I said, the majority of the women that I had these escapades with were between 28 and 32.
It's just
yeah, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that was the only high school girl that you ever slept with, though, Glendon. I mean, if we're gonna keep it 100, then keep it 100.
We can keep it 100.
We here now.
That actually, I think that is because the two girls with the mother were in college. So
Glendon,
yeah,
you went into grave detail. You have a really good memory. You went through.
Well, no.
So now you're trying to say, oh, you know what? I don't know.
No. I'm a great storyteller. Because
you know what though, they do need really good storytellers in prison. They could use those a lot. You should tell prisoners your story, and then generally, prisoners don't like those stories. So then they'll lose their storyteller. They'll vote him out of office. And we all know the only way to vote someone out of office in jail, as a prisoner, is to get a round of applause by everybody outside of the jail. You know, like, hey, you know what I'm saying?
because when you can tell a story that moves people the way that this did, and it wasn't true, I'm a great storyteller. And I need to get back to telling more stories. Because you're 100% convinced that
No, I'm honest. I want some clarity. I'm genuinely looking for clarity because I feel like I'm being bamboozled, right? Are you telling me the 17-year-old is the only high school girl you've ever slept with in your entire life as an adult?
yes. But once again, I'm a great storyteller because, first of all, a lot of the stuff in that was embellished a little bit. And what I did was marry some real experiences with some embellishment. And I'm just sitting here like, I realized that I could tell a totally fictitious story and it'd be believed.
You said everything in there was true, though, Glendon. You said everything that you said.
It was true, but the ages were not true. Yes.
But the 17-year-old age was true.
Yes. I did not know.
And the 15-year-old age was true.
The one I didn't mess with.
Bro, if I accidentally fucked a 17-year-old, I would be fucking having an existential crisis. Like, I would be like, what? I would be fucking mind blown. I would consider, dude, like, it would fuck me up. Like, I would be like, what the fuck? I would probably never use Craigslist again if that happened. Like, how, like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I feel like we don't personalize. Like, imagine you're an older guy watching the stream. And I know that I have, like, older guys watching the stream more and more lately. And I appreciate that. Imagine you accidentally fucked a 17-year-old when you're like 30. Would you be like, oh, shit, oops, oopsie daisy? Or would you I'd be fucking terrified. Not just of going to jail. I would be disgusted. I'd feel like a horrible person. I would feel terrible. This guy is just like, yeah, fuck, I just did it 15. I did it 15 times. I did it more times for years.
That you got pictures from. That was true.
Yeah. And once I found out she was 15, I deleted the pictures and I stopped talking to her. Look, I'm in Georgia, and I know that just talking to some of these girls could put me in jail. This I knew. And that's once I found out how old they was, I just stopped talking and deleted the pictures and removed them from my computer and kept it moving.
He said he removed them from his computer. The reason I'm like stopping is because that means that he got pictures and then he has this guy has a computer full of pictures of children. I mean, that's just effectively what's happening here. This guy reads as the kind of guy who keeps like a picture, like nude pictures of his exes on the fucking his fucking hard drive. He has like a fucking 10 terabyte hard drive full of child porn. That's what this guy reads as here.
There are many people who say I'm a pedophile, which is kind of interesting because if they knew the true definition of pedophile, pedophiles don't change.
What the fuck is a pedophile? I don't know what that means. I just, like, for posterity's sake. Let's see. So a pedophile is somebody who is sexually attracted to prepubescent children. Now, I suppose, technically, he would be a hebephile, right? Because that's somebody who's attracted to children 15 to 19. Right, so I guess pedophile's not fair, though he did say he would sleep with anybody based as long as they looked old enough. So I suppose he's a hebephile. Also, this whole idea that pedophiles don't change, I just don't understand. Like, what are you saying? You don't have any understanding of mental health, because if you did, you wouldn't be hurting children mentally. I just don't what? What are you saying? Yeah, this guy could barely speak English. That's true. This guy's fucking dumb.
They don't date older women.
But you do identify with R. Kelly, and you said that the only
That's also not actually true. Like pedophiles, there are a lot of pedophiles who are married. The idea that they don't date older women, that's just him gaslighting himself. He's like, yeah, no, I know I fuck kids, but you know what? I also fuck not kids, so I can't be a pedophile. He's 50. He's 54. He's not 20. He's 50. He's not 40. He's 54.
difference between you and him was that he had people go out and get his girls for him.
Once again, that was part of the embellishment of the video.
But then you said that everything in the
R.
video
Kelly,
was true except for the other girls' ages.
R. Kelly is beyond kinky. And I will say,
dude, that's what I'm saying, bro. Just that alone is a red flag. Somebody who is comparing sexually interacting with children to being beyond kinky, that's a person that's not, like, that is just fucking disgusting. Like, they're not right in the head. It's not a kink, right? Like, everybody has their kinks. I have some kinks as well. They don't involve having sexual relations with children. It's not a kink. That's an illegal activity. Very different thing.
I have some of that in it.
And like, people in the kink community would be fucking ashamed. Like, what are you talking about? They'd be like, you're disgusting. What are you talking about?
Because some of the things I participated in, I'm not going to get into it here, was just kind of wild. And R. Kelly was doing the wild things. But I did not have.
Dude, I love that. Wild means that he's fucking kids. Like, R. Kelly's doing the wildest things. He did a lot of wild things too, but he won't get into them here. That is him telling us that he does illegal things that he knows he shouldn't talk about. If he thought it was okay to talk about fucking 16-year-olds, this motherfucker, like, just imagine what he wouldn't want to tell you about.
Have this passion that R. Kelly had for young girls. I didn't have that.
So you're saying that you was lying in the video?
I just told you I embellished. If you want to use lie, embellish. A lot of.
I mean, I just want to be like, what does the word embellish mean to you? Because I just feel like he doesn't know words.
About their ages, and I added more character and effect. And this is something else that you guys don't know about me. I used to be a writer, and I've written some crazy stories. So,
like, what? Craigslist ads? You're going to consider yourself a writer? Like, shut the fuck up.
I'm going to get back to more storytelling.
But Glendon, I guess, and as a new content creator, or relatively new content creator, especially as compared to you guys, how is it that you can make videos where you say that you embellish, and then you turn around and make another video and expect people to believe what you're saying in the next video?
Well, this is one of the things, this is something I don't do all of the time. This is actually the first time I've done this. And
didn't he say before he's done like these campaigns before? Like,
one of the things that I've learned is,
you just turn your phone off. Like, everything's triggering the fuck out of me right now.
And you guys have learned this too, that people on YouTube have very short memories. You could do one thing one month and next month do something totally different. And most people will just go with it. So I don't
right, you're peeling Jill.
I don't do this often. Like I said, this is the first time.
I love how he say that, but he's bragging to us right now. He's saying, like, you guys are gonna not care about what I'm doing in like a month. And let me just tell you, it's probably not true for me. Just letting you know.
Never done this.
Let's just hope in like a month, like I go from 150,000 to like 1 million subscribers. Let's just imagine. Let's imagine that I just like, explode. I will be revisiting this topic specifically again with my newfound popularity. Just fucking guarantee that. My 1 millionth video special will be a complete retelling of Glendon Cameron. That's what my 1 million follower special is going to be about. Okay? Just want you to understand.
And we will see what the results are in 6 months. But
hold me to that.
But
if you had it all over to do again, knowing how this turned out, would you run the same experiment?
Probably not.
Why
Probably
not?
Well, one of the things is, let me think about that. I consider the failed experiment.
Why is it a failed experiment? Because before you told us it was a failed experiment because it didn't get enough attention. So why wouldn't you run it? Like, really, these are really good, like, these are good questions to ask. And you have to think about it. Why wouldn't you do the campaign again? You should have already vetted that out in your head.
So knowing what I know now, I would not repeat this experiment.
Why?
It didn't
Why
do
is
what I
that?
wanted to do.
That's what I guess I'm asking though. Like, how would you change it to make it do what you wanted it to do? Would you make it more polarizing?
What did you want it to do?
I would not do it all over again. I wouldn't make it polarizing. Because one of the things I learned when you run an
No, but
experiment,
not that you would do it again. Just, hypothetically, for this video to do what you wanted it to do, what would you change? Not that you're going to do it again, but just hypothetically, what would you change in that first video to make it do what you wanted it to do?
I wouldn't even consider redoing the video, even from a hypothetical standpoint. Because once I get real data,
You just can't say words. And which is fine for a normal person, but this guy's an asshole.
and I have real data to look at, that's how I make my decision. So I wouldn't even hypothetically consider redoing this video.
Do you have anybody in your inner circle? I got a lot of people around me, including my wife, that always
I just don't like that they're not pressing him on the question. I would just relentlessly ask the same question, and then I would berate him for it.
hold me accountable. When she see me going off the deep end on something, she's like, hold on, Anton, let's think about this for a second. Do you have anybody close to you that you
Yes.
rely on as a part of your network? And they say, yo, Glendon, I don't know if that's a good idea.
I have counsel, if you would call that, but I don't typically run my business moves across or in front of my counsel. So
How old is your daughter's mother? Is the question I think I would ask him right now. How old is your daughter's mother? I think that's a really important question. How old is your daughter and how old is her mother? Because I feel like that's a very, 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 very important question to ask.
I've had a few friends who.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about business. I'm talking about the decisions that you make in your everyday life. I don't care about the business aspect of it. We both successful. We both cut from different cloths, clearly. I'll give you that part, right? But as far as how we move in our everyday life, you don't have nobody that you glean from or you keep close to you. And it's like, you know what? Hold on, Glendon, man. Maybe that's wrong or maybe that's right. You don't have nobody next to you that holds you accountable.
Do you need somebody to tell you not to fuck 15-year-olds? Like, I just don't know, 16-year-olds. But I get this question.
My everyday life is pretty damn boring. So I've got some people I talk to, but I don't typically run my YouTube decision makings.
This guy's intentionally, he won't even answer the smallest question. This guy's asking, do you have anybody that holds you morally accountable for, that holds you accountable, from a moral perspective? And this guy's like, yeah, I don't know if I have any business partners. Dude, you are such a dumb fuck.
Across other people. So from YouTube and business.
No, not YouTube. I consider YouTube business. I'm talking about just life outside of the camera.
Yeah,
What do you base your morals and your characters and your character and your ethics off of? If you have nothing to compare it to, how do you determine whether or not you're right or wrong, or you're making a right or wrong decisions?
Once again, I'm a risk taker. I will take some risk and just deal with the consequences. But typically, from a morality standpoint, I don't really do a lot that's immoral. If anything, I live a pretty boring life at the moment.
I'm done, TLA. You know what I think.
Well, let's do this. And I want to thank you guys for giving me all of this time. If I had to pay for this time, it would have been thousands of dollars. So I really appreciate you guys coming on. Let me get your closing thought.
Did you get $1,000?
This time, if I had to pay for this time, it would have been thousands of dollars. So I really appreciate you guys coming on. Let me get.
Wait, am I hearing him wrong? I just feel like I'm going to slow down the video for that. I just feel like, what?
Guys for giving me all of this time. If I had to pay for this time, this would have been thousands of.
Okay, if you had to pay for the time, it would be $1,000. I was just like, is this guy yeah, I made a lot of, just fine if you made money, but why are you bragging about it here?
Dollars. So I really appreciate you guys coming on. Let me get your closing thoughts, Anton, and then I'll get the last word.
We've had the closing thoughts of this corporate from Glendon so many times. He was 90% of this. For some reason, he was able to just talk. There was not a whole lot of pressure on this guy, and I do not know why.
To Glendon.
My closing thoughts is that Glendon is absolutely the what would I say? The poster child. The poster child of what you don't want to become when you become rich. When you get money, when you get resources, it does not make you a better person. And I think that for far too long, the good people, the very, very good people have stood back and remained silent when it comes to those that do things that are morally bankrupt and go about doing things and they think that money is the thing that validate them, or numbers or subscribers or visibility or whatever. And they can run any kind of experiment with no kind of accountability of how they affect other people. I think that with more power comes more responsibility. And that for far too long, good people are being too quiet. And it's one of the reasons why I'm so vocal when it comes to making sure that you align with people of good character. When I live my life like an open book, I put that on a platform because I want people to see an example of what it is that you can do when you do things the right way. You ain't got to cut no corners. You ain't got to do nobody wrong. You ain't got to take advantage of nobody. You don't have to sleep with people that's underage or in my personal opinion, not as it relates to the eyes of the law, right? But as it relates to just doing the right thing when nobody else is looking. And I think that Glendon is so confident, and he's been getting away with doing what he want to do for so long, and he's so brazen and how he moves that he feels like he's untouchable. But I'm just gonna tell you, Glendon, one day, honestly, and this is just my personal opinion, one day, I don't know if it's gonna be the last day you on this earth. I don't know if it's gonna be tomorrow. One
You know what that means.
day, you're gonna have to be accountable for the things that you did on this earth. You're gonna have to be accountable. You're gonna have to own every little
I mean, let me just tell you, hopefully the day that he becomes accountable for everything he's done is that his last day. Like,
girl that you slept with, it's gonna come back to you. And I just pray. I pray, honestly. I fell on my knees. I told my followers this morning, I said, I prayed for you. I genuinely petitioned God on your behalf, and I said, show this man himself. Help him to understand how he can do things differently. And in some way, shape, or form, bless him to use his platform to actually pour into this world instead of leaving it worse as a result of him being here. Man, you got to do better. You got to do better. We're
beyond do better. Like this is a person that's beyond like redemption. That 100%.
Platform, and that comes with more responsibility. People look up to you. They love you. They support you. They rock with you. And I truly believe that you can do the right thing. But as of right now, if you continue on the path that you're doing, it's just leading to more destruction of more people, and you're gonna have to account for that one day. That's it. That's all I got, bro.
Okay, thank you.
That was a pretty good message overall, though. Like the content creators validating themselves based on how much money they have and how successful they are, rather than basing themselves of course, part of my validation comes from I do fairly well financially on this platform, and I'm still growing as a content creator. I'm very appreciative of it because this is a profession that nobody is entitled to. It's all earned, and even now I don't deserve any of it. But like my full validation doesn't come from money. Like it comes from I'll talking about topics that I enjoy, messages I want to promote, not messages that people I feel people want to hear, which is just something that a lot of content creators get looped up into. And I've been there for a short period of my career as well. So that was I like the overall message. What I don't like though is that we gave the last words to Glendon. Because Glendon, usually the way these things work is that each person gets the last sentence in whatever, which means that dipshit over here can respond to what he said, and then this guy doesn't traditionally not get to respond back.
Thank you so much, Anton. Really
I'm prepared for a scum fuck tactic from this guy.
And
hey, keep doing your thing, Lead. I'm out. I'm rocking out, bro.
No problem. Thank you. And thank you also as well, Glendon. What do you have any kind of closing remarks?
Well, to echo on that, I'm accountable to my students. I'm accountable to the people in my life. So there is a lot of accountability. And looking at my track record, 12 years, one video doesn't define a person. And that's what I think a lot of people.
It's not the video that defines you. It's what you admitted to. I just don't know. He's just basically trying to sell you this narrative that's hey, listen, it's just one video, it's just one bad thing, but it's not. It is an exploration and an admittance to the horrible things that he's done consistently.
People are trying to do. So I appreciate the invitation. I appreciate the conversation. I don't hate Anton or anything. I'm not going to make any more videos. What I'm going to do is just continue to do the work I was doing before this all went off. That's what I'm going to do, because I love helping people. And I'm going to make The Lost Kings the best male content channel I can make it.
Do you realize that every time that some kind of a predator or somebody will do something wrong, they'll always say that they love helping people on their platform. It doesn't matter what area it is. They're always oh, I love helping people, and somehow I should keep my platform because this is what they're saying. They're saying, well, sometimes I do good, so that means that the bad I do is irrelevant. What?
I am doubling down, and I don't reach out to Kings the best male content channel I can make it. I am doubling down, and I don't reach out or tag a lot of people anymore because I didn't really like that strategy. It didn't feel good to me. So that's pretty much it. That's what I'm going to do. I appreciate you having me on the show. It was good talking to you. And,
no problem. I want to thank you again for giving us your time and coming on and being fairly open and giving us kind of how you view things. And hopefully the people in the chat have been able to pick up some lessons, especially the ones who are starting new YouTube channels. Maybe the one of the biggest lessons that they can learn from this is that, the experiment that you ran, we'll call it an experiment. You said that, basically it didn't work and that you wouldn't run it again. And so this is not necessary.
Why are you validating this experiment narrative? What's wrong with you? He absolutely is choosing a side with the way that he speaks. He's not being unbiased. He's choosing a side, and it's the side of this fucking predator. I want to know what goes on in this fucking dumb bald head of yours. And I'm sorry for being mean, but we're talking about children and you're normalizing this guy. You've praised him during this. There were times where you're like, oh, you're a successful content creator, blah, 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 blah. Like, you're jerking this guy off. You're giving a predator a compliment sandwich constantly. And it's like, dude, what is wrong with in you? What is happening? Why do you feel this way? Like, what is it in your head? Are you desensitized because you're a lawyer? Are you in lawyer mode where, like, you don't really care about the truth? Do you love this guy? Are you inspired by this guy? Like, what? Do you have any moral foundations yourself? Because it feels like that's a pretty big no. I just don't understand. Like, how are you so cordial to this person? I don't understand. He's got fucking poker glasses on, presumably to hide whatever bullshit he's like. He probably has tells. It's just fucking crazy.
This is not the way. Not necessarily. This is not the way to launch your channel. This is not the way to get views. Is that right?
Pretty much. But once again, like I said, I'm a risk taker. I will take a risk, and if it turns out bad, I'll live with it.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. Well, listen, thank you so much again, Glendon. Thank you so much for your
lesson learned. Dude, dude, are you... People are so dumb.
Your time. I really appreciate it. I'm going to drop you down, but again, thank you. You didn't have to come up here, and I really appreciate that you did.
Why you shouldn't appreciate this guy. I mean, this is basically the type of language you would use if you wanted to have him back on a second time. Like, oh, I really appreciate you being here. Maybe I can have you on again and you can platform my channel because we really like that. There's a lot of views. Like, dude, what's wrong with you?
All right. You have a good day.
Thank you. You too. All right.
Is he going to take callers for the next?
What do you guys think? Thank you so much for all of the super chats. Of course, I wanted to acknowledge them, but I didn't want to interrupt. This was an important conversation. And it went a lot better, actually, than you know it could have otherwise.
No, it went really badly. The way they could have went well is if that Anton guy went the fuck off. And if you actually did the right thing. Because there are times in the beginning where this fucking dipshit, Glendon Cameron, would just talk. And then Anton would start talking, and then this fucking guy would interrupt, like, whoa, hold on a second.
It's gone. This could have easily went off the rails. But I think it speaks to really both Glendon and Anton that they were able to have an extremely civil conversation.
This is very tone deaf.
About some very explosive issues.
This isn't a civil conversation about an explosive issue. That would be like two people having a civil discussion about abortion. This was a conversation about how somebody is a child predator. And this isn't the same thing.
And they were able to keep it civil while at the same time not seeing eye to eye really on anything.
Eye to eye? I don't see eye to eye on your take on healthcare. That's a thing you don't see eye to eye with. Like, even the way that we talk about it is such a downplay. Like, what the fuck? Do you know how to be a person?
And this is really a lesson for us in the manosphere as well.
It's a lesson. You know what it is a lesson? That apparently the manosphere has a very small priority when it comes to children. The people in the manosphere don't care about the safety of children. That's the lesson I've learned. That this manosphere doesn't care about kids. One of the most fundamental things that a man should hold on to is protecting people who are weaker than them and innocent. And somehow, in the manosphere, children aren't that thing. Incredible. I could never identify with any type of rhetoric like that. It's just disgusting. I don't understand why it's so normalized and so calm when we're talking about these issues. This issue.
At times we're not going to agree with one another, and the shouting and the name calling and getting all boisterous is not going to resolve anything. So I really love the way that these two brothers were able to talk about some behavior that's, I mean, let's be honest, it's sick behavior. Now, I think Glendon also said, that was in my past. That was a long time ago. I was on some other stuff, and I would not do that today, which is good, right? Because the less people who engage in that type of risky behavior, certainly the better.
It's not risky behavior. It's illegal activity. It's morally reprehensible and disgusting. And he was 34. Like, this isn't like a 20-year-old making a mistake. This is a 34-year-old. I don't understand.
But, I do want to thank them both for their time and for keeping it above board. Because, again, this conversation could have went off the rails from the jump. So thank you to those men. The panel is open. I'm going to open up the panel. And I've got some people in the back already. And of course, anybody's invited. I'm taking everybody. But especially if you agree with Glendon come up, and let's see what.
Wait, so we just had a conversation that was 90% Glendon talking. So now I want to specifically take the people who agree with Glendon and pull them to the forefront of the chat.
Let's see what you think.
Does that make any sense?
Kind of some of the points that you were making. Again, I was listening to a content creator yesterday, and they were 100% on Glendon's side.
Wow, that person sounds like they need to be fucking beaten. How?
So I would love to kind of hear their take. What did Sean say? Lead, why are you acting like these are two sides of the story? Glendon is a sick individual. I don't believe for 1 minute that he made the story up.
Thank you, Sean Porter. Fucking, why would you give him $20 to say that, though?
Listen, John, I hear what you're saying. Just because a side of a story is sick doesn't mean it's a side of a story.
Those were definitely words that you said.
All right. You can have an apple and half of it is good and half of it is rotten, but the rotten side is still a side, right? There are a lot of good people. And
usually when you talk about things being on two different sides, you're talking about two like reasonable, defendable positions, not fucking kids. I feel like we're just like really not in touch with reality.
In the world, there are.
I don't think that this person should ever have a conversation about anything that comes to sexual assault or child activity ever again in his entire life, because he clearly doesn't have any understanding of the emotional impact that it has on people. This guy is it seems like maybe he's a great lawyer, completely uneducated when it comes to like mental health. 100%. This guy's tone deaf.
A few great people, and then a few people who are doing sick things. But the people who are doing sick things have their perspective as well, and we need to hear it. And I'll be honest with you.
What the fuck? In what not this context? Yes, a pedophile should go and talk to therapists. That in that context, you need to hear what they have to say because they need to seek mental health counseling. In this context, no. Are you a fucking cyborg? Like, what the fuck? I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm genuinely, I'm at my fucking wit's end.
Sean, hearing people's sick stories helps you, especially if you have children.
I don't. First of all, stop looking at me like that. Let me just fucking you gotta get the fuck out of here. You gotta not look at me like that. Second of all, it's not helpful to hear people's sick stories. Okay? There's no reason to give a fucking 40-year-old man or woman a fucking high blood pressure and a heart attack over hearing that story. I feel like if I had, I'm already very angry. I've been very angry. If I had kids, I don't know what the fuck I would do, because I would be fucking livid. I don't even know what I would do.
Especially, you need to know how some of these people move. And to be fair, Glendon says he doesn't move that way anymore. Fine.
Why is that fair? Shut up. Stop giving him the benefit of the doubt.
But this is a lesson, it's okay to feel indignant. It's okay to feel enraged. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is that you can learn from this.
Okay, so we just had an hour and 15-minute conversation where this guy was laughing and complimenting a child predator. But now he's getting mad at Sean Porter, the hero of our minds, for saying, why are you acting like these are two sides of a story? Glendon is a sick individual. I don't believe for 1 minute that he made the story up. And this is the time that he chooses to get angry. That's just very showing of your character.
I'm saying it in a less obvious way than Anton. Anton's like, listen, guys, he's giving you the damn playbook. He's giving you the play. That's what Anton says. You can absolutely learn from this. You can be indignant. You can be irate. You can be enraged. All of those feelings are justified when you start talking about a mother putting a dick in her 16-year-old daughter's mouth. You can be enraged over that.
Yeah, no kidding. You don't seem to be. You're more enraged that people are enraged about it.
You can also learn.
I don't want to learn that.
That's how I see it. But thank you so much, Sean. And you've been super generous with me. Super, super generous. And I appreciate all of your support and your comments as well.
Yeah, I was terrible. I never watched this.
Today's topic.
I never watched this video with them talking about it. I probably should have. I feel like you probably, in this video with Preach and Abby, I mean, you probably can't truly capture the horrible shit that happened, because it's 15 minutes. Yeah, so that was terrible. Anton was great. Anton Daniels was fantastic, but that whole fucking thing, it was terrible. I honestly, Glendon is obviously like just a fucking disgusting human. The lawyer is very tone deaf, and excuse me, it's just late. It's like 4 in the morning. It's 4:30 in the morning. I'm mind fucked. I can't believe that.